I'm willing to bet all the money I have on the fact that this next 90-day person I'm about to talk about is the most detestable person that has ever been on the show. And that includes Big Ed. In fact, the guy that I'm about to talk to makes Big Ed look like an angel. And I am serious about that. His name is Loren, and he dates a girl by the name of Faith on the newest season of 90 Day Fiance. And I gotta say, it's going through a renaissance because I stopped watching 90 Day Fiance. And now that I've come back to it, I can see that I need to talk about these people. Like I said, I'm betting you everything I have that you find this person the most detestable by the end of this video. It's a deep dive on the season of Loren and Faith of 90 Day Fiance, and it is something. By the way, I decided that I'm going to bring out the board for this to write down everything detestable he does, and I brought back an old game of mine. I'm gonna take a swig every time this man says something absolutely devastating. And believe me, he does. That's why I got something that wasn't so heavy so I could actually finish this video. With that in mind, I hope that you subscribe at some point throughout this video. I don't know how fully there I'll be, but I do know one thing. I stand by what I say. And if you don't know anything about Loren, by the end of this video, you will know entirely too much about him. While you're at it, do follow me on my Instagram at sixteenleo. That way you can give me ideas for new couples. Thanks to everyone who brought this man to my attention. Okay.
My name's Loren, 33 years old, and I live in Las Vegas. Friends say I'm eccentric, can have a flair for the dramatic. So working as a drag queen assistant is the perfect job for me.
Initially, when you meet Loren, you're like, wow, a guy who has himself together. He works in Las Vegas. He works as a drag queen show assistant person. He did a nice twirl. He looks like he's got some stuff going on for him. Like a businessman with a little bit of flair and a party acumen. It's very nice. Loren, a good guy. The only thing weird is that they have another Loren on 90 Day Fiance, and it's a girl, so it's kind of like, But then you start peeling back the layers. This is the nicest Loren will ever come off in his life.
For most of my life, I felt like no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't please anyone. But I don't consider myself gay at all. I identify as gynosexual.
That's when you have sex with your gynecologist, which is odd because he's a man. But anyway, that's not actually what it is. I'm sorry. Let him explain to you. I didn't actually know this term, to be honest. It just turns out that Loren has a bit more of a fluid dynamic when it comes to sensuality.
And femininity attractive, not necessarily gender. Like next time I go out with like the boys, it's like in like fish in a top.
It's in fact the opposite because Loren has something of a different take on what most people think of when they think about sexuality. He wants to date someone who has the, how do I say this? In fact, let me let him say this so I don't get this wrong. I do realize this episode does tackle on sensitive content, and I want to be very honest. Like, I don't understand everything, and that's not because I'm not trying to. I just don't want to offend anyone by me saying something wrong and not meaning it. What I do mean to say is that Loren, he's about to get real dank. Just watch.
But my preference is to date a trans woman with or without a penis, preferably penis, because a penis is much more fun to play with.
All right, lot to unpack there, and I think that's the first dank thing that he said. Female penis. Phenis. Bust open that drink real quick. That's right, a phenis. He prefers someone who's transgender. He doesn't care if they do or don't have a penis, but he wants them to have a penis. But ideally, it's a female penis. A phenis. That's a lot within the opening 30 seconds of a video, isn't it?
Can you explain a female penis and how it's...
Yeah, actually, the producer of the show is like,
I've heard a lot of shit in my time, but come on, explain.
The female penis normally like and smells a little bit different because of usually hormones or like the way that they like take care of it.
He's a penis connoisseur, if you will. It tastes and smells different, according to Loren. I didn't know about that. You know what? I've never, ever walked up into a place and then been in an elevator with a girl and then said, how's your penis? You know what I mean? I just never thought to do that, but I guess that's a valid question, apparently. You learn something new every day that you don't want to learn.
I've known Loren for 7 years. We started as boyfriend and girlfriend.
Here's something you learn about Loren. Every friend he makes was never really a friend. It was a buddy that starts with F. An F buddy. Loren doesn't seem to have actual friends. He just has people that he bangs, and then they turn it into friendships thereafter somehow. An F buddy. But this is his friend who he used to bang. I don't know if she has a female penis. Maybe.
But it didn't work out because he wants boobs and a penis.
Oh, okay. Actually, that's exactly why it didn't work out. He wants boobs and a penis. A kid just rolled by. I'm so happy I didn't say that louder. He really wants a very certain type of person, and that is maybe not what everyone could achieve for him. So he's got a certain attraction, nothing wrong with that, but unfortunately his friend cannot give it to him, and I think he wants it to be given. Sorry. Okay.
A few years ago, I met a transgendered woman for the first time. Then we had sex and we had dates, and that...
In that order, by the way. That's kind of how Loren's personality is. We had sex, and then we dated, and then we became friends. Now I don't like her. He's kind of a Moor, which is a man whore.
Fulfillment was like 100%. My end goal is marriage. I would love to have a trans wife and to live my life. A few months ago...
Live life, have trans wife. Everyone can understand that. Very good concept. Good work, Loren. He just wants to get married. He wants to be, he wants to be married, okay? Nothing wrong with that.
I decided to try to find love overseas. So I downloaded 2 Filipino dating apps, and almost instantly I connected with Faith.
There's an issue. We talked about this a bit, but this is the same thing. You can liken it to Big Ed. Guys figure out, especially from America, that they have money that actually does really well in certain other places, and other people seem to see, especially white American men, as heroes or people that can save them by getting them to America because they know their quality of life is better there, so they'll be more submissive. And men know this and take advantage of women in certain development countries, which is very bad. So whenever I see people intentionally downloading Filipino dating apps or something that's very specific, it gives me the icky dicky. Why did I say that? I just had one sip of the drink.
She's hardworking, tight family. She's perfect pretty much in every way. Within the first day of chatting, we reached the point of I love you. And
all right, so one day after downloading Filipino dating app, he meets Faith. I guess both of them say they love each other, which to me is the reddest of flags. I'm gonna take a drink for that one. One day, I love you. Now I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told my non-existent son, Barry. If you can get it as fast on Amazon as you can say it, it shouldn't be. And then he said, what? And I said, basically, if you can get one day shipping on Amazon and you can say I love you in one day, that's bad. You shouldn't be able to beat Amazon in saying shit like that.
now after 4 months,
Oh, sorry. Let me take a drink.
I'm ready to spend my entire savings, get on a plane, go to the Philippines, meet Faith face to face, and make that last forever.
Did he say entire savings on a plane? Is he buying the actual plane or a plane ticket for the entire savings? You mean to tell me this man's 33, lives in Las Vegas, works many jobs, doesn't have that much money for a plane ticket? Why do I not like this situation?
You got this?
I got you.
Okay. But there is some things about me that Faith doesn't know, like the fact that I'm broke. Besides working at...
Let me explain something to you about Loren. Broke. Being broke is not a red flag. Being broke, not telling the person who you want to move over and see that you are broke, even though they think you're going to be the person who saves them, that's a red flag and a half. Tell you what, man, Loren is to me like a human cockroach, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I'm actually almost impressed at the fact this man is able to survive in such bleak conditions. He seems to not be affected by things that anyone else who has human tendencies will be affected by. I'm foreshadowing a lot here because there are some things that you're gonna hear that you will be like, what? That's kind of this series. Right now, him being broke does not seem to affect him buying lingerie for himself. I never thought I'd ever say to a man, do not let not having money keep you from wearing some sexy fishnets. But here we are.
Besides working at drag shows, I also work in a retail back room and I work in a gift shop, but it's minimum wage, so I still struggle to pay rent.
Okay, so he has 3 jobs and 0 money somehow. Can someone do the math? I know living in Las Vegas cannot be a great place to live in terms of finances, but then I would suggest moving to a place that you can actually live if you are broke. I don't know what else to say. Like that same thing, people will like live in New York and be like, I'm broke, I'm dying, I'm on the streets here. And it's like, why don't you move? And he's like, I love New York, look at the pizza. Okay, bro, I don't know.
My ideal scenario would be I go to the Philippines, find a way to live with Faith, and then stay there forever. I don't know how Faith is going to react.
It's been like 2 minutes. We have 4 red flags. The fact that he didn't tell her he wants to move to the Philippines, but wants to. I feel like that should be a conversation you should have with your partner. Imagine both of you guys moving and surprising each other. It's like she turns up in America. She's like, where are you? And he's like, where are you? I packed my bags. And she's like, I packed mine. That would be funny. Anyway, I'm gonna take a shot. Point is, this dude has 4 red flags within the space of 2 minutes, and it doesn't get any better from here. He just keeps on going. And I'll tell you what, that face, it definitely looks like if Sean Penn did not actually do well in life. I'm sorry, but that's kind of how he looks like to me. He looks like if Sean Penn wasn't an actor, but a crazy person. A crazier person.
Right now in this pot, it's shrimp, sweet chili sauce, soy sauce, we got garlic. I'm practicing my cooking of Filipino food.
It's just called food there. But anyway, garlic and shrimp is not necessarily Filipino food, dude. That's just human food from any country that has a C. Okay, let me ask the question that everyone's thinking. Why the fuck are you cooking on the toilet, bro?
So wait, why are you cooking in the bath?
So that the room gets nice and hot and steamy. I'll be ready.
For what? It's because the Philippines is hot? You live in Vegas. It's a desert. It's Nevada. Okay, he's cooking. I've never seen a man cook shrimp on the toilet before. I just want to say, this is definitely disgusting. I don't personally go into the bathroom eating apples and taking a piss. I'm not saying he's doing that. I'm just saying cooking in the place where you poop is like crazy to me. And he's got the pot on top of the pooper. And it's just like, honestly, bro, you might as well just sit on it while you eat it and then poop it out. It's just a human cycle that you're just doing it right here.
I've been doing this training once a week for the past 2-3 months. And I'm preparing for my trip to the Philippines like it's an Olympic sport.
Yeah, but it's not. Most people just go to countries. But for whatever reason, Loren thinks that he needs to cook shrimp at a very high level so he can understand the Philippines somehow. I don't know. He's so dumb sometimes.
Ready for the Philippines? Ready for faith?
Okay, that's a red flag. I'm sorry. Eating the food there, you didn't have to eat the food there. You could have stayed there and then took the food out. That's a red flag. What kind of sociopath eats shrimp on the toilet? What the hell are you doing, bro? That's disgusting to me. I'm sorry. The way he eats it as well, he ate it with the shell. Most people remove the shell from the shrimp. He just
So because there's a 15-hour...
He just eats the whole shell. He's not even human sometimes. This is not the worst time he's gonna eat, by the way. There's another scene later on, and it makes you wonder if he is indeed a human being when he eats food. I don't know if he's just a trash compactor that came to life. But anyway, he met this girl. He loves her. One day, he's gonna move over. He's broke. He's eating shrimp on a toilet. That's what we got so far. He also likes female penises. A penis, just by the way.
He's still sleeping in separate rooms when I get there at the hotel?
No, we're getting to know each other for the first time.
I went all the way to the Philippines to be alone. Is that what you're saying?
So he calls Faith, and you can see there's little iotas of guilt tripping. Faith is someone who is a person of faith, believe it or not, and wants to have the sanctity of their relationship be a bit slower than I'm gonna meet you and smash you initially, because Faith wants someone who she can really choose as a boyfriend. We'll get to know more about Faith in a sec. But at this point, Loren is like, we're not sleeping together. I'm coming all the way here so we cannot sleep together. He's seeming kind of like one of those guys, you know, one of those r/nice guys where you expect something to happen. It's like, I came all the way here and I'm not coming. It's kind of like that. And then we get more insight into Loren's dirty life, his sensual life, in which he's very open about, way too open about.
It's a few sexy-ish photos here and there.
Yeah, he sent his butthole, I'm pretty sure.
Ain't you guy exclusive?
Me and Faith aren't necessarily exclusive right now. I don't think she's seeing anybody else, but I am.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna need another board. All right.
I've been hinting at me sleeping with other people. Like, I let her know that I stay over other people's houses, but I'm not sure that she understands.
You're going all...
I don't know how to define a relationship online. I'm not really the person to talk about with that, but I do know something. If you're saying the words you're staying over with another person, nobody's just gonna assume you mean I'm sleeping with them. Because every now and then I say words like, yeah, I'm going to stay over at my cousin's place. If my girlfriend was like, what? That's disgusting. Do you know what I mean? This is kind of a crazy assumption. The fact that he's never had a conversation with her, but is moving to her country and possibly moving there for good without even telling her, and is broke? I don't know. Being a super sexual person and then wanting to get married and not telling that person anything about your life kind of looks like it's a red flag, dude.
the way there. Don't you think she's thinking it's a monogamous relationship?
Exactly, man, who I don't know. That's exactly right. Good work, buddy. I didn't take a swig, did I? Sleeping with other people without even telling them? Do you not think it's worth at least a conversation?
You know, that's a conversation I definitely want to have in person. I don't necessarily want us to be an exclusive couple even after I go to the Philippines. because I don't really believe in monogamy.
I don't know if this is a red flag. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. But since we're being very fluid with the sexuality and stuff, I think it's important to just be accepting of all people here in that sense. So maybe, you know, if he had the conversation with her and she said, yes, also I want an open relationship, there's no actual problem. But the fact that I know that she doesn't want to, the fact that all of us here know that this man has a shit-eating grin and he might actually eat the poo-poo is a very bad sign. It's not a red flag, but I really like this drink, so I'm gonna take another swig. That's good.
You can go out and have sex with somebody else simply for the fact that it's something different and something new. Maybe they know something you don't know. They can teach you something.
That's how you get gonorrhea, bro. I'm just saying, if you love someone, you probably wonder if they hurt when something like that happens. And if they do, maybe you actually won't do the situation. And if you feel like that, you're more than welcome to do it with many people, but it's kind of hard to maintain a relationship with love when you don't actually talk about these things to a person who's unaware that you're doing that. I wish you all the best, dude.
And you gotta make sure you give me that paper. That's real important.
Ah, you're giving her the test, the
Right?
girlfriend test.
Yep.
I'm actually gonna be drunk. I actually forgot how many red flags this man has. So this dude actually wrote a test in which he writes and then gives to all his girlfriends so that they can read and answer the questions like it's an assignment or assessment in order to actually get him to know them better. Tell me this is not the work of a sociopath who has someone in their basement right now chained. Please tell me that's not that, because I think it's that. Let me read some of the questions. I paused it. It has date of birth. That's ridiculous. Okay. Health condition. He's using this as their weakness. She'll be like asthma, and then in his head he'll be like, oh, so she can't run. Describe first aid and CPR. What the fuck? There is a wall in front of you. What do you need to know to get on the other side? Describe a bird. What do most plants need to survive? Then he's got, I believe, Korean, and then what language is this? Can snakes be found on every continent? What is deoxyribonucleic acid, more commonly known as? What color is on the outer edge of a rainbow? What large green monster often attacks Japan? Shrek, obviously.
Bitch, you guessed it. You was right.
Describe how you make a scarecrow. Well, draw a building using only implied line. This is genuinely sociopathic behavior. This is borderline psychopathic behavior. I feel like if you put this in front of any woman, she will call the cops. This is actually ridiculous, dude. I've never read this before.
So the girlfriend test is something I made up quite a few years ago. It's kind of just something to break the ice.
Bro, you're gonna break your relationship like that? Does he actually give this to people? Oh my god, I don't understand him.
Snakes be found on every continent. Would a bubble in space pop if you blew it?
A lot of the questions are philosophical, and it can...
More pages? How much time do you think people have to answer your stupid question? What are you, the Riddler? What the hell? Dude, this is crazy. This is crazy.
be a lot of fun depending on who you give it to.
Have you ever been tempted to sleep inside the fridge?
So I got one more thing, right?
That's an actual sociopathic. That's something that the Joker did in the movie Joker. He slept in his fridge, literally after, spoiler alert, wrecking some people. And I mean, killing like... honestly, I feel like the police need to check him.
Ring.
I'm a little shocked that you would buy a ring before meeting. Oh, let me see.
Yeah.
Wow.
The red flags never end with this boy. Buying a ring before meeting in person is a red flag, but doing it after knowing someone for a few days, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what, at this point, how long he's known her, but it's not been very much time. It's been, I would say, maximum a few months, and he's bought a ring already.
How much did you pay for these?
Like $50. Right, I went over my finances, and that's pretty much all I can afford. So hopefully, it'll be good enough for her.
It's a $50 engagement ring. I'm not trying to say, like, you know, you need to buy a super important engagement ring. You don't have to buy something super expensive. I don't believe in that personally. But come on, dude. Come on. Your lingerie costs $65. I'm just saying. So anyway, it's time for him to go to the airport. The fact this man has no remorse about leaving is very, very weird to me. He doesn't really have any friends to say bye to except his girlfriend slash friend now, who he used to date. And they don't even really hug, they just say bye. I will say, the only thing that like I left out in this that I think is very important is that his family was not very accepting of his lifestyle. His mom is not very happy about that at all. And he doesn't even explain his dad's situation. And I find that very sad because it means that he was growing up without the love and affection that anyone deserves. Despite your preferences or anything, having parents who gave birth to you, it must be extremely tough for them to hear they don't accept you, because those are the people who should be loving you in the decisions you make. So I do find that very sad, genuinely, and I think it must contribute to his like tendencies. Doesn't excuse them. I'm gonna roast the shit out of him, but like I can at least sympathize like in a way that like, okay, I see that they didn't give you maybe something you needed, and maybe that could have helped you become more of a human being, really.
It's our turn coming up for Terminal 3. So even though we've never met, I feel that I'm finally gonna have what I've been waiting all this time to have.
And without a second thought, this man leaves on the plane. He even tells his friend that she can sell all his stuff if he doesn't come back. So he doesn't even know if he's coming back. His plane ticket, by the way, is for 3 weeks. So in that time, he thinks that he's going to convince Faith to somehow let him stay in the Philippines and maybe possibly get married. He does not want to return to America. And this marks the second person that I've talked about in recent 90-Day Fiance times in which they feel like America is just not the country to be. I feel like a lot of people are feeling displaced about America, and that's a crazy thing.
I've been dreaming of a relationship with a ladyboy like Faith for my whole life. But me and Faith have a lot to figure out. My finances, my desire for an open relationship.
Yes, exactly. You and Faith have to figure out that. The fact that you're sleeping with other people, you eat shrimp on the toilet. You know, someone might be like, are you okay in there? And you're like, just eating. And then people will be like, what? You know what I mean? So that's pretty bad. And he's maybe not the best person. I think right off the bat, we can see Big Ed actually somehow putting mayo in your hair seems like almost an angelic-like move compared to the shit. So it gets worse, by the way. Anyway, we take a little time to now meet Faith, Loren's proposed partner.
My name is Faith. I am 30 years old and I live in Manila. I am officer in charge in housekeeping department and hotel.
So within the first opening minute, I'm looking at Faith and I'm like going to myself, oh no. Faith, why are you doing this to yourself? Because Faith has a stable job, a good living situation. In fact, she's even able to send money home to her family. She's doing almost everything right in comparison to Loren. And it looks like she's doing a bang-up job at actually getting her life sorted, which is not good considering that Loren is like a wrecking ball.
For my explanation, ladyboy look like a girl but not operated. So no surgeries. Right now,
I did not know that. I didn't even know if it's appropriate to say the word ladyboy. I didn't know nothing, but I guess now I know the term, and that's what it means. And evidently and coincidentally, that's exactly what Loren is looking for. Someone who has the feminine qualities, but also still has the male body part. So I guess it's a match made in hell because Loren loves it.
I'm not taking any hormones because it's very expensive and I don't have plan to cut my,
Your ding dong.
But now my life is changed because I meet a special someone from US. This is my first boyfriend actually.
I think I'll take a little second to say that I do not know much about these situations. I don't even pretend to. But Faith goes slightly into detail about how it is almost impossible to find love being in her specific situation. And it is a very small population that might like have those parts and then feel this way. And when she was talking about it, I could only imagine like how really tough it would be in the dating world to, find someone. So like in her world, the fact that she's found someone, an American, has been like,
wow, I can't believe it. I'm so lucky.
And again, I can see and be like, oh, okay, wow, good for both of them. On the surface, it makes like a good relationship, but it's unfortunate because it's Loren.
I told Loren, I want to make sure I love him enough before we go to sex.
It's a good and important and pretty serious decision there. In fact, I think Faith has quite a pretty high respect for Loren because her friends ask if Loren has a big boy or a tiny little meat sack, and she says that she wants to respect that and like that's only for her to know, which I think that's pretty commendable. I would want my girlfriend to talk about my tiny meat sack.
Your what?
My big meat sack. I've just revealed it, haven't I? Let's lie and pretend. I don't know why I did that. I don't know. I wouldn't talk about like my lady friends. Like, I don't know. It'd just be very weird if I talked about that to the guys, and I think in turn it just doesn't make sense. But I know in America, and especially on shows like Love is Blind, they seem to almost prioritize talking about how good at sex someone is and then how big their Magic Johnson is. Which is like, you know, I guess all the power to you, but like there's more to life, right?
Kung bibigyan man ako ng chance na pumunta, igagrab ko na lang in case. Malalaman kasi pag nag-chat kami lagi, ang dami niyang trabaho, tsaka
There's also this very, very sad, almost ominous scene where they ask if he asks you to move to America, would you? And not only does she say she would, but Faith says she wholeheartedly would move if she's given the opportunity. So she knows. And I think most people from development countries knows that if you take the American dollar or perhaps the English Great British Pound and you funnel it back home, it is worth so much money and it is almost invaluable. So most people would be like, yes, that's an opportunity that I see. However, Loren, on the other hand, is like, I want to live with you guys. America is way too expensive. I'd like to take my $40 here and live here for the rest of my life. There is a big break in communication that I can see will become a huge problem.
I'm scared to have my heart broken.
Yeah. Hugging Faith for the first time?
It's the next day and Loren is finally arrived from his flight. And one of my favorite things that Loren does, I gotta be honest, I do not like the man, but I absolutely cannot look away. And whenever he says something, he's like, yeah, hey, yeah, okay. And it's just, I don't know why I find it so funny that he holds on to words. I just find it hilarious, honestly.
Hugging Faith for the first time was perfect. It's what I've been waiting for.
They meet and they hug. It didn't look as awkward as I thought. It looks like maybe this thing will actually work. They go to her hotel and they're staying in separate rooms because Faith doesn't want any funny business until she feels comfortable getting to know Loren, who is okay with that. And that's pretty good. I think they're both doing the right thing there.
I'm not comfortable sharing a room because even though I have experience with sex with men, there was never any romance.
So Faith meets Loren. They go to the hotel and she essentially says that she wants to feel a romantic connection before getting into any of the more sensual stuff. Loren, on the other hand, is like, we only got 3 weeks. I need to speed run this whole relationship so I can live in the Philippines. And then he brings out his most gangstalicious trait. Let me take the girlfriend test out and give it to Faith.
So because you're important to me and I made other girls take a test, I made you a special test. It's the Faith test.
I'm so glad it wasn't another test because it could have been another test. And I detest that test. Unless, of course, I don't detest that because everyone needs to get tested. You feel? But not like this.
It's only 40 questions.
What is that? Oh my God.
What? I've done actual tests with less questions than that. Oh my God. What are we, back to school? At least put her in a schoolgirl outfit, you dank.
I think this is assignment.
So this test will ask questions that'll help me understand you better.
There is a wall in front of you. What do you need to know to get on the other side?
Honestly, even in English, that question is ridiculously redundant. So that was a perfect answer because I don't know what that even means, dude.
It's a very vague
You don't
question.
want to go. Hell. Yeah, describe a bird. Fly high, butterfly.
Interesting answer. Correct, nonetheless. For whatever reason, it looks like Faith has a lot more patience than I thought because I just assumed that as soon as he took that out, someone would be like, I'm out of here. This is ridiculous. It turns out that Faith has a lot more patience because of her situation and the fact that she knows that the dating pool is a lot slimmer and that she has to exercise that patience in a lot of situations where people who have the privilege of just going out and finding another person probably wouldn't. And although that's commendable, it's also kind of sad that she has to put up with this psychopath behavior.
Give me, a girlfriend test. It's a crazy thing.
It is crazy.
Super duper crazy.
It's like grade school and it's kind of weird.
Anyway, that's the first night that they spent together. He did the girlfriend test on her. It was pretty unsuccessful. I don't know how he thought he was going to learn things about her. At this point, I started realizing that Loren made a weird random shift from talking in perfect English to now starting to talk in broken English. You'll notice it as the episodes go on. I don't actually know what the fuck that is, but it turns out he just starts like speaking in broken English to try and... I don't know actually why he does it.
So I only have right now like American dollars.
how many dollars you want to exchange?
It's the next morning and he wants to exchange all the money he has. And then Faith says, yes, let's exchange it at the front desk. And she asks how much. And then he says how much money he has.
All of it? Like 45, 46?
$46. The ring that he proposes to costs 50. The lingerie that he stuck up his butt, 65. But him himself, $46. 46. Now that's a man who's balling. And by balling, I mean bawling his eyes out because he doesn't have more than 46 bucks to his name.
I mean, I have some more money, but it's like an appending charge. So I mean, I just gotta keep checking my bank to see if like it shows back up. I'm sure eventually I have some money.
I want to put that down as a red flag, though. Just the saying, eventually I'll have some money, is... Eventually I'll have some money. Maybe not the thing that you want to hear from the person who you're going to get engaged to very soon.
So besides the $46 in my wallet, I have a paycheck that should be deposited into my bank account in a few days. That's all I have to my name.
I'm not with Loren for his money.
Yeah, because you can't be. Because he doesn't have any. $46. Anyway, they take that $46 and they start balling by going to the markets.
But in America, there is so much more opportunity. And Loren seems like he's always working, so it doesn't make sense.
I'll tell you why it doesn't make sense, actually. Because he said he works 3 jobs at minimum wage. Even if those 3 jobs paid minimum wage, which I don't know what American minimum wage is, I'm gonna just assume it's $10 an hour. Even if it wasn't, it seems like if he worked for more than 1 hour a day, he would make enough money to cover this. Now, I know plane tickets are expensive, trust me. But at the same time, going to a country with $46 to your name and just hoping is the kind of person Loren is. He just operates on blind faith. And Faith might be blind because she can't see that Loren is crazy.
I can afford to just go out and buy my girlfriend whatever she wants. This is just one more reason why starting a life with Faith in the Philippines would be a great idea. I could financially be stable.
No, you can't, bro, because you don't earn American money in the Philippines. It's not like you're gonna earn your 46 American dollars in the Philippines, bro. Are you seriously not understanding finances? I don't know why I thought he would. I really don't. So they go to something that in South Africa, it's called a flea market. I'm assuming it's the same. They just sell like things for a very low price. And then when you have American dollars, everything is just, you know, dirt cheap. And he goes on a spending spree with that $46 for whatever reason. And I can see how he doesn't have money now.
For once, and I could just pay for whatever she needs. We'd both just be happy.
Mama Ding is one of my co-workers and closest friends.
So he buys her like $8 worth of stuff, and it's kind of like a little bit like I'm getting anxiety, feeling like this man doesn't know how to spend his money. That's very, very concerning. But it's the next day, and now he has to meet her friend called Mama Ding. Mama Ding is not actually Faith's mom, but someone who works at the hotel who just... like she's almost like a surrogate mother, and she protects Faith. So he's going to meet her and hopefully they hit it off because Mama Ding has to like Loren.
She is like my second mom, so she needs to get to know Loren. Nandito na kami. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, he did it again. Hello. Okay. Hi.
Do you have a plan to stay here?
I could see myself living here.
Why?
Part of planning our future together, right? I mean, the cost of living is lower.
All right. At this beautiful dinner that Mama Ding prepares for everyone, she asks about the U.S. and what his plans are, and he says out of nowhere that his plan is to stay in the Philippines. This catches Faith off guard, seeing as that she has never spoken to Loren about this. And then she asks about his plan, and he's like, yeah, I want to stay here. One of my favorite things about Loren, the trash man, is that he doesn't actually think that anybody has any problem with him saying things like random times. It's pretty weird to be at someone else's house who you meet for the first time and then drop the huge bombshell that you want to live in the country, knowing that your partner probably doesn't. But he chose that time to do it, man.
It's a big shock for me. He always knew that I hope to move to the US, and he never told me he wanted.
I'm sure he did, Faith. I'm so sure that he knew that you wanted to move to the US. I'm almost even certain that Faith must have said that she wants to move, and he would be like, yeah, and never told her that he wants to do it. Because that's the kind of guy that we're dealing with.
So po, mas better if you bring Faith.
But the issue is how? Because in America, I'm homeless.
Dropping bombshells over dinner. I don't know if that's a red flag, but that's certainly worth a swig, I will say. Imagine trying to have a nice dinner with your closest friend and your new boyfriend is like, yeah, I want to live here all the time, bro. He even casually dropped the fact he's homeless. Ah, man, that's tough. Get your shit together, right? Imagine someone who has their shit together meeting someone who thinks they have their shit together, and then they tell you they're homeless and a wreck of a human being. That's gotta be a tough pill to swallow.
I've put a lot of thought into this. So one of my ideas is I get a computer job in the US and I just do it in the Philippines.
Do you have those skills?
Yes. The other thing I love about Loren is that he has these amazing plans. All of his plans are ridiculous. They have no basis and none of them actually hold any weight, but he seems to think that they do. This man has plans out of thin fucking air. His next plan is that he will get a computer job here. Loren, do you not think maybe that other Americans would have thought the same thing and felt the same position if they could do the same job? Do you think you're the first person having the idea that maybe you should live in a place that's cheaper and then do remote work? Do you even have any fucking skill? Sorry, but really, you were picking up dollars out of a drag queen's butt the other day. How can you do that online? Can you?
I have some IT training. I can answer a phone and take phone calls.
I can answer calls. So can a voice machine, bro. Jesus. Okay.
And if that doesn't work out, I could do pest control. I mean, I can do fast food. I can drive a truck. There's so many opportunities.
You think working as fast food in the Philippines is objectively better than working in America? Even if you're getting minimum wage in America as opposed to minimum wage in the Philippines, I don't know why I'm explaining as if he's gonna listen. He's gonna be a truck driver. That's another great remote work. I love remote driving trucks. That's fun. What else? Pest control? Can you do that by clicking a button? You're gonna get some American dollars by doing pest control, dude? Oh my God.
I don't feel like Mama Ding thinks I'm the best option. At least she knows that I accept Faith for who she is.
I guess he does accept her for who she is. You can't lie about that. But the fact this man is willing to do literally anything and has no dreams or passions other than, I guess, to have sex with people. I don't even know if that's a passion. It seems to me like he's in a very bad place. Usually people have some sort of dream. This man is willing to do anything. His dream is apparently to get out of Vegas. It's the next day, and it's the moment that everybody who's watching this video has been waiting for. I think the swig that I'm going to take is big enough to finish this bottle, and I'm just gonna be real, I'm going to do the biggest swig, because this is the biggest red flag in the whole series. I'm just saying it right now. This man wakes up the other day and gets a text that he does not want to receive, and he has something. Something that not many people have, but he's got it.
About a week ago, I was out partying with one of my friends. You know, she spends the night, it's great. And then in the middle of the night, she went me.
I don't know what they said there, but at some point you realize that what he meant to say was, because he calls her a friend and he says they had a great night, they partied. I didn't know that this is what he meant, but they slept together is what happened.
Text from her this morning, turns out she has gonorrhea of the throat, which means I most likely have gonorrhea of the penis.
He got gonorrhea.
I'm really nervous to tell Faith about this. I don't know if she fully understands that I haven't been monogamous.
Well, she's gonna have to understand it now, bro, since you caught gonorrhea. Oh my God. I've never seen this before. Wow. That is, I don't know, man. That's a hell of a rap sheet, dude. We're not even a quarter way through this video. That is a bad rap sheet. And I will tell you, stuff just keeps going downhill. But just out of nowhere, when I heard this, I was like, he also goes into extreme detail about it, which is disgusting.
After just having a conversation about me moving to the Philippines because of my bad financial situation, the next day being, oh, I have an STD from someone I slept with recently.
Yeah, so I don't know how good that look is, going to a country where you are going to potentially live with someone and move everything and your belongings and say you love someone, and the person wants to get to know you better and is putting you in a different room, and you know that you have to earn their trust. And now you have the gonorrheas.
Recently, I'm freaking out. I did a little bit of research this morning about gonorrhea. So it turns out I can kiss Faith and give her gonorrhea.
Then you can't kiss her, bro. Why'd you say it like that? Turns out I can kiss her and give her gonorrhea. If she wants that, Merry Christmas. But if she doesn't, oopsie. Oh my God, imagine if they did kiss. She would have got it, and then he would have, wow. Faith must have known something. That's actually so impressive that she managed to circumvent that. This dude was a gonorrhea machine. Props to Faith, man.
Good thing we haven't done that yet.
Every time I see this man, I feel like I need to take another shot. My water bowl just goes up. And normally, you think of people like this, especially coming to poorer countries and being like the white savior type. This is the only time where I've looked at the other person and been like, oh, this is a Filipino savior now. I guess this is the one. The white person is in need of help.
So after getting the text that my friend in Las Vegas has gonorrhea, I've been having gunk spew out of my penis. I'm like, well, this all makes sense now.
Clearly, gonorrhea boy. That's what he's gonna be known as from now on.
The person who gave me this fun little gift told me the doctor said 7 to 10 days. I assume it'll be the same for me.
I like that assumption. The doctor said you'll be okay, so I think I will too. Yes, I know you're a woman and I am some other thing that I am. But no, it's fine. Your doctor, just tell me what treatment your doctor is giving you. I'll just try and find it here. He's like taking secondhand treatment advice from someone who gave him a first-hand disease. That's not too good, Loren, is it?
I assume it'll be the same for me. In like a week and a half, we'll be hunky-dory.
Okay, yet again, I'm gonna call you out for saying the words hunky-dory when you have gonorrhea. That's not, you wouldn't associate those two words like, yes, I got hepatitis. Hunky-dory, not really a thing.
Because gonorrhea has a treatment, and it's curable, and people get it all the time. Like, for me, it's not a big deal.
Do people get it all the time now? I like how he did his hand movements too. People get gonorrhea, there's treatment, they get it all the time. I'm like, good. Otherwise, I'd be like, ugh. Do people really get it all the time? Is it that common? Like, do you have a cold? If someone's sneezing, like, no, gonorrhea. Oh, yeah, it's common. That was my second guess. Either a cold or your butt is like chugging things.
I'm gonna let us do some fun stuff, and hopefully this gonorrhea thing doesn't ruin the day.
See, I'm not bringing it up. He calls himself, he says gonorrhea so much, you can have a own chart on how bad it is. He's disgusting. I call him gonorrhea boy, but if I didn't, he would. He 100% would be like, that's my new nickname, gonorrhea boy. GB. Good boy, more like gonorrhea boy.
Hello.
Hi.
Wow.
Today, I plan a fun getaway for the two of us.
I'm gonna tell you right now, not that I would ever see myself in this position, but if somehow I became a GB myself, I don't think I'd be going out like, hello. I don't think I'd have that energy. I think I'd be like, oh no, my boy is sick. What do I do? Maybe I'm just not good. Maybe I'm not like Loren. I'm not suited for someone who just gets gonorrhea, but like, I just wouldn't feel as happy. He seems like he's actually hunky-dory. Like, he walked that shit off, and I don't know if that's impressive or depressive. I'm still figuring it out.
Beautiful landscape, beautiful girl, perfect day. I really hope we keep building our chemistry today before having a fun conversation about STDs.
So Loren then says after the day is over, he'll tell her that he's got an STD, so he'll have a fun day. He doesn't want to ruin her day, which I actually get. That's somewhat considerate. At the same time, I also noticed something that I brought up earlier. It's at this point he starts talking in a different way to Faith. I don't know if you noticed, he's like, beautiful weather, beautiful girl, and he was talking like a normal human before, but now he's like doing that weird thing that sometimes English people do where they speak a language slower and broken English. So I don't know if it's supposed to be good that other people can hear it. I'm not sure why English people do this.
Cavemen, stand back. They're practically animals.
Because it's not actually speaking in other people's languages, it's just speaking English badly. And he's gonna keep doing that from now on, by the way. He didn't do it before, but ever since he got the gonorrhea, he's like, beautiful weather. Maybe the gonorrhea's gone to his head.
Let's go now. It's very nice to be swimming together with Loren.
So anyway, he gives the water gonorrhea as he swims in it, and they have a nice swimming time. They have a good day.
You're so sweet.
Feel like kissing energy? So we can't kiss.
So they feel like a connection, and it doesn't even look like they're gonna kiss, right? But Faith and Loren have not kissed before. It doesn't really seem like they're about to kiss, but he's like, you feel the kissing energy? And she's like, yeah. And then he almost walked her into that trap. He's like, yeah, well, we can't because I've gonorrhea. And he even smiles when he says it, which is sociopathic. He's not sad. He's not, I have something to tell you. He's like, I have something to tell you. Starts with a G, has lots of weird letters in between. You could never spell it even if you tried. It's gonorrhea. Stuff is spilling out of my pee-pee.
We can't kiss.
Why can't you kiss?
I have gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea?
I bet you didn't expect that. She was just like, why can't we kiss? And like, she had 100 things like, I have a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend, I'm dating someone, I'm married, I've never kissed a girl, blah, 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 blah. At no point, like down the list, if you had like Family Feud top 10 answers, none of them would be gonorrhea. That was honestly a shot to the gut, I would say.
It's a sexually transmitted disease. Remember I sent you the picture of the girl from Thailand?
Oh, I thought you were good talking and helping her.
I did, but she spent the night.
Oh, he was helping her. He was talking. I mean, one of them was talking, but he was helping her. Do you think it's a little weird that he just said the girl from Thailand and it now seems that he has a specific type which is not inherently bad, but it's a little creepy, right? Right? Or is it not? Maybe that's just the type. I'm sorry. I just feel like I remember when Big Ed would just go like, it seems like he's someone who would go to other countries just to take advantage of people. But okay.
Then do you have sex together?
Yeah.
So I never expected for that. We are dating for how many months?
So Faith then asks, like, you know, explain this one. And I guess she's sort of like, you know, caught off guard, as anyone would be. Like, she asked, did you guys have sex? As far as Faith was aware, they were in an online relationship, which meant, you know, you're supposed to be faithful, right? And if you have gonorrhea, it's hard to explain faithfulness when you have gonorrhea. That's like one of the worst things you can do when you're trying to be faithful. But this man is now trying to explain that we weren't exclusive, we were just online. You know, when you see an online episode of something like The Office and you're like, that doesn't count. That's kind of like us, is what he was saying. I'm not saying that.
Online?
Yes, online.
Well, I haven't met you yet. It don't count as cheating until I meet you, right? Okay.
It's cheating.
It don't count as cheating until I meet you. That's a thinker. It don't. So you're okay. He means in person, right? Like, because he's not talking about before he even knew who she was, because in that case, she's just a stranger. And then if that made sense, you'd be cheating on 7 billion people. I think he meant like online.
6 months of chatting together with Loren, I thought that he is so faithful on me. He never told me that I'm sex with the other girls.
Yeah, I'm sex with other girls is right. And to be honest, he didn't say that. And I feel like that's something that maybe you should disclose if the other person needs to hear. The problem is there's a huge breakdown in communication. It's the fact that Faith thought he was being faithful.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
When all the time he was like, hi, to other girls or men. I'm actually not sure. Sometimes it's a bit messy with Loren. Excuse me.
I was never suspicious because I trusted him.
You get one shot, it's over. For me, it was just meaningless sex. I don't think Faith fully understood that I was sleeping with other people.
Loren then decides to be Loren and is like, one shot. That's all it takes. One opportunity. And then my gonorrhea is gone. It's fine. No problem. No pee. I mean, pee, but no pee-pee. I mean, it's fine. So he basically says that and then says the sex was meaningless, but Faith is meaningful. And he cares about her, I think. I can't even, like, there's no sympathy that I have for this man. It's just like an experiment that I'm watching and I'm just amused. I have nothing insightful to say about Loren.
I feel betrayed. Gonorrhea STD. And if you can get this one, it's having a chance to have you AIDS.
No.
Yeah, Faith thinks that it's like Pokemon. If you get one, you can get... It's almost like a sale, actually. Buy one, get one free, or get one, get another one free.
I did it! I got
Gonorrhea.
And I don't know too much. I'm not like an STD connoisseur like some people. But from my logical point of view, if this man is catching them so easily, maybe. If he's catching them like he can catch a cab, maybe.
Am I the first person you know who get gonorrhea?
I don't want to write that down, but that's funny. That's a real funny way to turn it on its head.
Am I the first person you know who has gonorrhea?
I mean, we're all getting it these days. It's quite the rage.
I don't have friends like that. It would be devastating and embarrassing to become infected.
Yeah, for a normal person, Faith, you're dealing with not the average human being, okay? You're dealing with something out of the movie Alien that even the alien would be like, I would never eat that. God, it's kind of like that. You're dealing with that, Faith. We don't know what it is, really. Loren is some type of being that has come down from Earth. He's E.T. if it was evil. The evil testicle, I guess.
How many times you did sex? How many times? I thought you're serious on me.
You know what? I don't even understand him. He doesn't even lie about that. Like, I'm impressed at how he's not lying in that situation. And I'm also impressed to say just once and it not make a difference. But he still chooses the more chaotic way. Like, he chooses to tell the truth here, but didn't tell her anything until he got an STD. He was gonna, like, hide that shit the whole time. But now when he starts telling the truth, he's like, I can't stop.
I've been having gunk spew out of my penis.
2 times we had sex and it was good. It was better than anything. Sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm the truth teller. He's such a weird dude, man.
But you're cheating, lying.
No. You had to have known that I'm having sex the whole time.
Because I trust you.
Okay, having this in a random cab is just gonna give the cabbie a great story to tell his wife. Honey, you'll never believe what I saw. This white marshmallow man had gonorrhea, and he was wilding. I don't know if they say that in Philippines, but it's Philippines.
I trust you so much. So I didn't ever know but how that people did having sex together.
I didn't think it mattered.
Feeling ko talagang niloloko ako.
Of course, Faith feels like she's, devastated. And Loren says something. That is, he says some Loren type shit. I didn't think it mattered if I was having sex with other people. The prime reason it does matter, by the way, is that you just randomly get gonorrhea. That's gonna put a huge dent in your current relationship as it is doing, brother. I feel like as long as you establish rules and communication, then I really don't have anything else to say. But if you're sitting here with your gonorrhea penis, it's gonna hurt. And I don't mean the gonorrhea, I mean the relationship. But that too, probably. I don't even know how to spell it.
You're gonna come all the way in or talk from there? Just got back from the clinic. You have gonorrhea.
Word's getting said a lot. That's getting a lot of play, isn't it? The next day he wakes up after they fight. They don't really talk, and he's like, got back from the clinic, gonorrhea, I got it.
I never thought that getting a from my friend was gonna give me gonorrhea.
He said BJ. That's what he said. I never thought getting a BJ from my friend give me gonorrhea. Well, maybe you need some friends who don't have gonorrhea. Maybe that, okay? Stop blaming friends. Firstly, that's one of the greatest friends you could ever get. This is not a question of friendship. That friendship was above and beyond if that person is willing to give you BJ because they're so friendly. Secondly, what that mouth do and what that mouth do, because let's check it for any other diseases. I guess what I'm trying to say is watch what you put in your mouth. Or, conversely, brother, watch what you put your dick into. Thank you. Amen. Thank you.
I really did not expect that to happen. Here I am with an STD and a leaky penis.
Stop describing it. You keep describing it. Why? What? Describes STD in detail. Okay, taps are leaky, not dicks. Please stop.
She's the one upset. She's in control of all of it. I haven't seen her or spoken to her since yesterday. So yesterday, Faith planned this lovely day out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take a swig here. I did replace the bottle. At this point, Faith and Loren aren't really talking, and he calls his best friend, the one that he used to date as well, and they're really good friends because he just explains that he got the GB.
And then I decided it was a great moment to tell Faith I have gonorrhea.
Any reasonable person would be upset.
The reaction from the friend indicates to me this man has had many diseases of which she laughed off. I don't know if my friend would be like, hey, got gonorrhea. I wouldn't be like... not again. Such a funny guy, always getting gonorrhea. I wouldn't do that, because that's insane. But she laughed it off. She's like, not again. You keep getting yourself into trouble.
I feel like if you love each other enough and your relationship is strong, then sleeping around shouldn't be an issue for each other.
That's a hell of a way to put it. I thought if you love someone and your relationship is strong, you wouldn't need to sleep around with other people because you love them so much. I guess I could see both ways if I'm being like, in a sense that's beyond pragmatic here. I understand what he's trying to say, but also, come on, bro. You can't. Anytime you have gonorrhea, you can't say things like this, okay? That's a great way to end an argument. I think sleeping with other people should show how much we love each other. You have gonorrhea. Good point. Sorry, my bad. Pretty much just ends that argument, okay? But the friend, by the way, gives him some solid advice and is like, look, people aren't going to be happy if you say that, so you can't go around smiling. You have to understand this is serious and people are going to not like hearing that about you.
Not everything comes easy. You have to fight a little.
Yeah, not everything comes easy, especially as ding dong because it has gonorrhea. But anyway, yes, if you love something, you got to fight for it, is basically what she says. And this fuels Loren to go back in and start fighting for Faith. Meanwhile, Faith is actually so distraught, she's crying with her friends and regretting her decision. And I think this moment was important because I watched it and I thought about like how bad Faith would feel, because at the end of this interaction, she explains that again, not a lot of people would go for someone like her because of her choices sexually, and because her choices are limited, she has to put up with more like Loren's BS, which sucks, really.
I put too much into this relationship to walk away without a conversation. I need Loren to understand how much he hurt me. I feel not good. You have a disease.
Does anybody love Loren's face, by the way? Anyone? No? Punchable? I don't know. I just like how he looks at every, like his face is smiling, but it's also looking like he like mean mugs someone. He looks like he smelt a fart 24/7, no matter what he's about to say. And whenever he says some devious stuff, he smiles. Like an evil villain type dude. I can't look away. It's like they should put him in a soap opera, but not write any of his lines. Just be like, tell us your real life. And that would write itself, literally.
I felt like I was communicating that I was sleeping with people. Clearly you didn't understand that.
Do you mean every time you text me, you're having sex with them? And every sleepover?
Again, saying the word sleepover is crazy to insinuate that you're having sex, because I used to go sleepover with my friend all the time and then be like, high five, bro. I didn't think that other people in school were like,
you guys are like 8. What is that about?
because firstly, that's not what happened, and secondly, I'm actually innocent person. So that's not. Secondly, just say you're doing it then. Like if you don't, how is she supposed to understand what a sleepover means if that insinuates sex, okay? I don't think that it falls on Faith in any shape, way, or form. This is really bad communication, dude.
Not every house, but maybe like once a week.
So once a week in every week?
Yes.
For 6 months. That's a lot of sex, bro. I actually almost feel jealous. But then every time I remember you have gonorrhea, I don't feel as bad. I think you do, though.
Why are you having sex with others? But you always say you love me.
Because he loves sex more. He's like Trey Songz. He invented sex. But he also invented preventative stuff, like how to wrap it up or something. I mean, I don't know. Woo!
I want to be with you, in a relationship with you. I'm not gonna sleep with anybody else. I'm not gonna look at anybody else. I'm sorry I cheated on you.
Why did he say it like that? Why is he talking in that weird, I'm sorry I cheated on you? It sounds like he said shitted on her, firstly. But secondly, that's a bold promise to go from, I think we should sleep with other people, to, I'm never even gonna look at another girl. I don't even know what a girl is. I only know what a girl is from now on. I don't know about a girl. What? Really? That sounds like bullshit, and you're cheating on people. I don't believe that shit.
I was really excited to tell my family that I have a boyfriend, but they wouldn't want me to be with someone who would treat me like this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the whole collective audience is saying the same thing. Loren is pretty disgusting kind of person. So I think that Faith deserves better, personally, and that Loren should be studied by all of humanity to come.
So you don't want to introduce his boyfriend?
For now.
So I'm happy to be your friend for right now. And hopefully I can become boyfriend again. I'm very happy you're giving me a second chance.
In Loren's mind, becoming a friend means we're one step closer to having sex. That's kind of how he sees friendship, is a stepping stone away from. He's kind of like most guys when they're teenagers and they meet girls and they're like, oh, friends now, but more later.
Of course I'm delusional! Do you know how hard it is?
But Loren has just never grown out of that sort of thing. So he's okay to go back to friendship, and they go back to just being friends while going to meet Faith's family, which is in a village pretty far away. Faith doesn't want to give up on this relationship, and for whatever reason keeps this man around. But now it's up to him to show her that he is a changed and reformed man. And I just don't believe someone can change within that instant to be like, I like sex, and then as soon as the person is like not happy, he's like, well, I won't even look at a girl. I just don't believe that. I don't buy it. But let's see.
I'm packing up to go to Leyte. It's an island in the Philippines. It's where Faith's family lives. It's gonna be a great time. 2 days ago, I told her I had gonorrhea.
Yeah, almost forgot. Almost. We almost got past that until you reminded us. It's almost like that's your thing. Like, oh, he's that guy. He keeps getting gonorrhea. It's that guy again.
And that's how she realized I was sleeping with other people.
Which is the worst way to realize, just by the way. I just want to make that clear. It's actually not even marginally. It's way better to be like, hey, I've been sleeping with other people. I don't have gonorrhea. But if I did, I wouldn't give it to you because I would just tell you. So I feel like that's This is the worst way.
It's a step backward. I still got the ring, and hopefully just a matter of time before I go back into boyfriend zone so that I can find out if me and Faith are really going to be together forever.
This man is unshakable. He's unshakable. This man should have been on the Titanic. It could have been sinking, and he's like,
we're just getting wet. Get more oxygen, guys.
He honestly finds the bright side of anything, and I'm morbidly impressed at how he's like, yeah, we're not boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm not mad. We're gonna get back there. It's easy. I would love to see him in more stressful situations because this man handles stress almost too easily. It's almost like he doesn't feel it, like a sociopath. Like he doesn't even experience human emotions. He's just like, yeah, Faith's leaving me. Oh well, I guess I'll give my ring to someone else. Unshakable human being, apparently. I'm morbidly impressed.
Faith are really going to be together forever.
So you can walk in the sand.
Me and you play on the beach. I mean, I don't think gonorrhea gonna spread on the beach.
Why do you talk in I don't think gonorrhea gonna spread on a beach. You might as well just go Jamaican. I don't know, man. I don't know where the gonorrhea coming from. Just do it. Just at this point, you're just doing weird things, okay? Oh, God. I hate, it's my pet peeve. Like when I see other people, someone might talk in like maybe a Chinese accent. They're like, I don't know where coming from. What happened? I don't get. Do understand? No? Just speak normally.
Yeah, you must have put some plastic on it.
No, it's not leaking anymore.
Ah, okay.
I think the pills is no leaking. It's good to go.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. No, thanks. We got an update on his penis. So, he gives us updates. Updates. I update my computer. Sometimes I get updates on the news. On a man's pee-pee after he gets gonorrhea. I don't need to know.
No more sludge.
Stop, dude, stop. Okay.
No, I'm usually bottom.
Stop, dude, stop.
Huh?
I don't bottom. My penis, I don't use it.
Stop.
Like in the bedroom.
What did these cab drivers do to deserve this? What the hell did these poor cabbies do to deserve these conversations always happening in a car? Could you not wait till the hotel to do this? Is it you just want people to hear? Is that what it is? Dude, poor cabbies is what I'm writing. Poor cabbies. These dudes are getting all these information. Now they're talking about positions and who should be on top and the bottom. Surprise, surprise, I'm learning more about Loren that I don't want to. He's a power bottom, but not really. But he wants to be a bottom. Really? Are we having this convo? Yeah, I guess we are.
You say bottom. You're bottom. I'm a trans woman, and I'm very surprised that he's a bottom. How do we do sex?
Alright, I don't want to get too graphic here, but basically, our good Lord and Savior here, Loren, the GB, he likes to be on the bottom because he wants the trans woman to put her equipment in his shed. Let's say that, right? And conversely, Faith wants to feel like a woman, so she wants Loren to do that to her. And so now they're both basically saying they want to be the shit, and nobody wants to use their equipment at this point, which is not great, again, because I don't know how that works. I'm no expert, but I don't know. It seems like Loren just has very extreme desires. They're very niche.
This hotel together in one room. Extra room available tonight, but I'm not comfortable for now. Good night.
Sleeping in separate rooms slows down the relationship process.
Yeah, so does gonorrhea. Yeah, that's the update. They need to figure out how they're going to how to wrestle each other, so to speak. But when they get to the hotel, instead of having one room, which they normally had, Faith asks Loren to get another room because she does not feel comfortable, which he does. And he's now a bit sad because he's like, this is really slowing down my process of getting to, how do I say this? To take you to Pound Town. And Loren hasn't done that yet because he's too busy suffering with his ding dong.
Can you give me
a razor?
I look like a woman, but like this.
Yeah, it's cute.
What do you call this?
Beard.
Stubble. While they're on their way to meet Faith's parents, she asks if he has a shaving blade to remove stubble, and he explains that, because a trans woman still has gonna look like this.
Mustache.
Yes,
little scruff.
Yeah, because I'm not taking any hormones. I would like to someday. It's so expensive.
The thing that she says that really gets to Loren, and you can see in his eyes he's like almost annoyed when she says it, is she's not taking hormones to become more feminine. And you can see in his eyes he's like, what? You mean to tell me you're manly? Oh God.
Whether or not a trans woman is taking hormones or not, I can't always tell. But I prefer my sex partners have female penises, which only can happen when you take hormones.
That classic phrase from Gonorrhea Boy. I prefer my women to have female penises. I prefer my men to have male titties, you know what I mean? I don't like those girl titties. They're like plump. I like that male they look like sad little dots. You know, I like them drooping down and sagging, but only the male ones. It's very specific. Loren wants a very specific type of thing that he wants, and I that's a lot to ask of someone, I would say.
So if Faith's penis hasn't transitioned into a female penis, it will affect the physical aspect of the relationship.
It's affecting me physically at this point. Whew, God, all right. This is kind of like saying if her boobs don't get bigger, I guess I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but at some point in the relationship, I'm gonna need those to become D cups, okay? We'll figure it out, but you need to do the boob job. That's kind of what he's saying, basically. He's like, I know you're this right now, but I need you to be that. And while I think that's a very interesting conversation, I think in this specific manner, that's a lot to ask of someone, especially considering not even a week ago, your ding-dong was throwing up.
If she's willing to take hormones, then we can fix that really quick. How much would the house cost that you're talking about? Like the average little house?
Yeah, so that's another problem for our boy over here. He needs a female penis. This is gonna be a weird looking board by the end. Female penis. So he wants someone who takes specific hormones. Otherwise, it's gonna become a problem for him physically, especially if he has to commit to someone. I don't really know how they're gonna circumvent that. I don't think Faith is against taking it. It's just that it's too expensive, and Loren is not exactly proving to be the sugar daddy that maybe she thought he was. He's kind of hoping that she would be the sugar daddy to him. Whew. But then they explain for a second about houses, and he asks how much a house would cost, and I think she says something like $1,000 to $2,000 US. And Loren looks at that, and he's like, yes, one day I can save up and get that money, which is very alarming considering he's saying the phrase one day. If someone told me a house cost $1,000, I would smack them and be like, are we playing Monopoly? What are you doing to me?
Because I've looked it up. It's like about 2,000.
Why are you searching for that?
In case I move here.
Where? In Leyte or in Manila?
I don't care. Wherever you are.
That is the creepiest line I've heard in 90 Day Fiance. Faith is like, why are you looking up houses? And he's like, to move here, genius. And then she asks like, do you mean on the island or like Manila? Because that's probably more expensive. And he, without even like batting an eye, is like, wherever, I don't care, as long as you're there. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters to me except you. And 2 days ago, yes, I was sleeping with other people, but right now and forever past this point, you're the only thing that matters to me. I have gonorrhea. That's very creepy. That is very creepy.
I know by American standards, I don't have any money. I put a lot of thought into this. If I work my butt off and try really hard, I could eventually save up the $2,000+.
I don't mean to laugh at someone's financial situation. I've been dead broke before. Trust me, I have been super broke. But at no point during my super broke phase did I ever go to someone else's house and be like, if I work really hard, eventually I can save up $2,000 US. I don't even know what I don't even get that. If you get a minimum wage job, I think you'll be able to make $2,000 within the month. I think if you know, I don't even think that's really, dude, if I work my butt off, I'll save the $2,000. Faith, run, Faith. At this point, they leave to go see Faith's parents, and they take a boat ride. And in between taking that, they also take time off to just spend few moments on the island by themselves and just get to recalibrate, I guess.
Today, I wanted to spend a day with Loren before I introduce him to my family. I still don't know if I can trust him.
Honestly, Faith is doing so well compared to, I feel like I don't know how I could really figure someone like that out. And I guess, like Faith keeps saying, she has a lot of resilience and there's a lot of effort being put into this relationship because she knows that they don't come very often. And as she explained, she had been 30 before she got her first boyfriend, and this is her first boyfriend. I don't know if this experience is going to be a positive one for her. Let's be real. But she's trying her best. And so they took a day to just spend time with themselves, and now they're going to meet Faith's parent.
So you're really okay with me meeting your family tomorrow?
Yes.
And I imagine she's probably going to tell her family about the cheating and the STD.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure she will say that.
That's totally understandable. I get it. But it doesn't show me in the best light.
No, it doesn't. No, but you have those things, you know? It's kind of hard to be like, you're not painting me in the best light, sweetheart. And it's like, yes, but you didn't paint yourself in the best light either. In fact, you used really bad brushstrokes. I'm just relaying the message, man.
I'm very nervous because they never see me bring a man in the house.
Okay.
Interesting dress choice that he's got there. When he goes to meet parents, he's wearing a button-up shirt that looks like someone threw up acid on it and a yellow tie. It's nice. It's very formal. I guess it's showing that Loren is trying to show up. It's a lot, but he's there and he's ready.
So this is my mom.
Yeah.
This is Loren.
Hi, Loren.
This is my house.
Squid?
Where did he get squid from? I didn't even cut this. Like there was a scene that they got squid. He just pulled out squid from some... Okay, alright. Just the kind of guy that you expect when you're with Loren over here. I'm pretty sure the mom called him Lawrence as well, which was just... I'm pretty sure she was, hi, Lawrence. Right? And then he just pulls out some squid. He's like, squid? No? Snapper? No? Octopus? No? I got the whole sea in here. Shark?
Squid. Yeah.
It's it.
That's what we call.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Loren brings squid as his own personal gift to the family, as, you know, families bond over Squidward tentacle. He sees the house. The house is good. He doesn't have any, unlike most Americans have reservations about third world houses, like, oh, I don't know if I could live in there. Loren is pretty much the human cockroach, like, wow, you got a roof? That's pretty cool. That's great. And at this point, you know, you might be thinking, okay, Leo, you're making it seem like he's not a human being. Please, calm down. I would like to point you to this next scene as evidence that I still don't think he's a human being. This is him eating food.
I eat everything, right? So...
Yeah, he eats everything. There's no, I eat everything is what he said. That's the greatest compliment that you can have. You go to a restaurant, they're like, what would you like? He's like, what wouldn't I? Bring me anything. I'll eat the plate. There it is. There, I just want to take a big shot for that. Be real. Be honest with me. Absolutely. Have you ever seen anyone eat food like that ever in your life? I'm not talking special needs people. I'm talking... Actually, you know what? Let's not stoop that low. Have you even seen special needs people do it? Because I feel like they're completely like... They'd be like, no, this is too much. What is that? Why is his mouth a vacuum cleaner? Does anyone put their face to the plate and then shovel food into it? I don't know if he understands how rice works. I'm not sure what has gone on here. Normally people take the food and then they put it up to their mouth. This man is eating like someone has buried his body and he can only move his head.
My mom, she don't like that I like trans. I don't care. She is my life. She gonna be accepted no matter what.
Beautiful secondhand English speech there. My mom don't get it. She gonna be my world. I gonna love her craze. I gonna show everything by life. I gonna be her main thing. Good speech, Loren. Let's get the golf claps for that one. I think I've said this before. I think the only time I've ever felt sympathy for Loren is when he speaks about his mother and the fact that it can't be easy to have a parent who doesn't maybe respect your choices. As weird as maybe, you know, people think they are in growing up in that era and stuff. With all due respect, you know, everyone is different. There's nothing harmful about it. And I don't know. I would feel sad. I don't think I would care personally if my kid had any preferences, like, you know, as long as you're not hurting anyone, I'm in full support. Yeah, so it is very sad. And the fact that he doesn't even mention his dad is, again, not cool. But at the same time, he just ate food by putting his mouth to the plate and then scooping, so.
For me, it's yes.
But the family likes him despite his weird food eating habits, and he's got a pretty good rep for the family, which is great. Good on you, Loren.
I'm sure that she has a lot to talk about today.
I want to spend some alone time with my sister to talk about Loren.
So the next day, Loren goes, he eats something from a random store. The producer asks, like, you know they're going to be talking about you, right? And he's like, yeah, gonorrhea. Got it. He understands that they're going to now talk about all the bad stuff, and he's just busy with the producer eating. Meanwhile, Faith is with her family, and they have a more intimate conversation about Loren and all of his escapades.
Ingon nga, kibaw ka ka ng unsay sakit sa takirub, ana ba?
Illness of the Horrors. It sounds like a good book. But yes, that's the first one. He was right. They talk about the STD.
Nalagi siya olot. Bisag kami, okay ra niya nga makipag-ana siya.
Tami, tinuod lang. Kung ako sa mo sitwasyon, may ibog na ko nga, Lawrence.
Yeah, they are calling him Lawrence, by the way. I've never heard this. For the first time, I'm like, yeah, they're not calling him Loren. They're like, Lawrence. It's Lawrence. It's Lorango.
Ako sa ino, kay parehaman. Lisod ba, pangitaon laki, damo ko nga, dili, remember.
But I still want to be respected and loved.
There's a lot to break down in that conversation, and when I watched it, I actually felt very sad because Faith's sister is also a trans woman. So those two can like understand each other on a level that the other sister cannot, and other people who don't go through that cannot. And from one person to another, the sister explains that you have to remember we are trans women, and it's not as easy to find someone for us. She also says that it's a dream to be with a foreign guy, and people understand this. Maybe it's a nightmare to be with Loren specifically, but any actual, like, even if you got Big Ed, you'd be like, at least he had money. He looks like a frog, but he does have money of some capacity. And he's a white man from Vegas, so I guess he's a foreign guy. But also, Faith does say that she still wants to be loved, and I feel like that's very heartbreaking to hear that her options are Loren or bust, because I would not choose Loren.
And I don't want to settle with someone who cheats just because I am trans.
The sister ends by saying, like, whatever you do, just don't lead him on. And Faith says something like really good. She was like, look, I don't want to settle. Even though that this is all of me, I don't want to settle for something that I feel like I'm deserving of. And I feel like nobody in no position should settle. I'm a bit drunk because I drank a lot of this one. Sorry about that.
So here. So this is
the next day, though, this is just the craziest thing. Loren is back with Faith. They're talking about their plans and they're eating some food, and Loren has another one of his amazing ideas.
Am I still friend Loren, or can I be boyfriend Loren?
my boyfriend.
Hearing Faith call me your boyfriend again is a huge relief. It just feels really, really good.
It's really good, guys. Loren and Faith are finally boyfriend and girlfriend again after one chicken intestine. I guess it goes to show you that chicken really brings people together, and that's really the only thing that I can take from this conversation.
I have been thinking about how we're gonna make it work. Because in the Philippines, there's no same-sex marriage.
That's right. I almost forgot. Loren had a harebrained scheme to actually make this thing work. As you know, it's not legal in the Philippines to have same-sex marriage, which is not good for these two because they want to get married, except it's more Loren that wants to get married because Faith is still just trying. She just made him his boyfriend again. He's like, boyfriend? How about husband?
They can't just go get married right now. So if we really want to be together forever, right? If you really love me enough, one of the ways we can do it is...
I love the mini guilt tripping. I love the, if you really love me enough though, you'll do this. If you actually care about me, this is an idea. I'm just saying, if you have any feeling towards me at all, you'll consider this. I love that little manipulation nation right there.
We go to Thailand. We get married because same-sex marriage is legal there. We get the papers. We come back here. I can file for citizenship of Philippines, and then we're actually married.
I don't know if that's a good plan or not, because something tells me that if you get married in another country and just come over, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can become a citizen of that country. Like if I married a girl from Australia and then we both moved to America and wanted green cards, I don't necessarily think they're gonna be like, hello, Mr. Leo and Mrs. Leo as well. You're now Americanized. I'm not sure. I could be wrong about that Thailand plan. It could be a very smart plan, but it sounds to me like what he's saying is we'll get married in another country and then somehow this country will give me citizenship. And I'm not sure if that's how that works, but I could be wrong. So, maybe I'm not right. But this is not the idea that I thought was the most exquisite plan I've ever heard in my life, better than Ocean's 11. It's the next plan that he has about marriage that makes me shiver. Shiver me timbers, really.
Forever. But that's just one idea. Another plan.
And it's so good. I'm gonna drink preemptively, actually. I need one just to hear this plan. Go on and tell us, Loren.
Would be that I marry somebody here and get citizenship. But I know you don't want me to marry some other woman, right?
So it's marry someone else from the country. He just got back in. He's just become her boyfriend again. He's like, we need to marry other people. Marry someone else for citizenship. Okay, I like that. You see, I thought this whole conversation was about them becoming married to each other, but I like that. This is less to do with her. This is just, now I'm married, and that's pretty cool. It's just the fact that he knows that she won't be happy if he marries just anyone else. It's gotta be someone she approves of. Someone like...
But what if I don't just marry any Filipina? What if I just marry your mom?
What?
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 Appropriate reaction.
What?
Yeah,
My mom?
your mom. She's single.
You want my mom to marry you?
Damn, bro. I'm gonna need an explanation for that one. I'm gonna need a big explanation for that, dude. You marry the mom, she becomes your stepdaughter, now you're banging your stepdaughter. Maybe you're living your wildest fantasy. I don't know. But I just gotta understand, how does that really give you and Faith marriage? Because at this point, you're gonna marry your stepdaughter? Is that what you're saying? I just don't get it, Loren. Explain this to me.
Not like, you know, real marriage, but like marriage on paper, right? And I can still give money to your family, and then I'm really part of your family.
Yeah, in all the wrong ways. All the wrong... You know when people are like, I want to be a part of this family. It's not like, hey, excuse me, your daughter is amazing and I'd love to one day be part of this family. Is your wife single? I want her to call me daddy, but like really. Like, come on.
Your effort, it's so very appreciated on me. But of course, I need more sun time. Loren's idea are wild, out of this world.
Yeah, honestly, you're not wrong, Faith. It's out of this world is probably the most appropriate phrase that I've ever heard in a conversation like this. The funniest part is that it has nothing to do with them. It's because he wants to stay in the Philippines that he wants to marry the mom, because it doesn't help them with the same-sex marriage. None of those plans actually helped with the same-sex marriage. If you think about it, he just really wants to not be in Las Vegas, and that's all he's doing. Now, you think things are bad, right? Like, this is a plan that you just tell someone in jest and be like, you know, I should marry a mom, maybe I want to stay in the Philippines. It's the final day and they're leaving, and he's not letting go of this idea. Loren is like, I think other people need to decide on this idea. It's a good one.
It makes me feel like he cares more to stay in the Philippines instead of marry me.
Yeah, literally, that's what he's doing right now. I don't think there's any other reason to marry someone's mom. Like, I don't get it. It seems like that's all he wants.
Karaoke is very popular here in the Philippines. Everyone have a machine at their house, but it's only allowed until 10.
This is how Bruno Mars became Bruno Mars. Everyone has a karaoke machine. That place doesn't even have like proper windows, but they have a karaoke machine. Oh, Philippine people are really good. They got great voices, man. I gotta get my kid a karaoke machine. I gotta get a kid, actually, but both.
So earlier, me and Faith talking about maybe the plan if we were together forever. And so one of the plans, right, is I move here.
He's known them for one day, guys. One day. So earlier, me talk Faith to Faith about forever love. Me love forever Faith talk about it to her. This is like just condescendingly talking to them.
Maybe temporary, maybe forever. At some point here.
Actually, our job here is so hard.
Everyone always tells me it's so hard to find a job here.
Because
Cut! Let's reset. Do it again.
Because it's hard to find anywhere when you have no credentials and you were picking up drag queen money and you know what I mean? Like, it's not a transferable skill. It's an acquired skill, dude. It's not like you can go anywhere with that degree. Like, I pick up money from strippers who clap their cheeks. It's not like, okay, yes, Mr. Leo, just walk through right there. I love your picking up technique.
But in America, I do all jobs, right? I've done security.
Okay, well, that person died. Whoever you, okay?
I taught martial arts.
Again, that person got his ass kicked.
I can cook.
That person died from poisoning.
I can clean.
That person died from unhygienic needs.
Well, I know how to fish.
That person died from him giving them something that wasn't a fish.
Worked on a farm. And
that person died from him giving them something that wasn't a pig.
And I'm willing to learn more.
Alas 9 na. So karon kay mari na may kay kuan naman na pa may flight ugma.
It's almost alarming at the fact that this man will do anything for any amount of money. And the fact that earlier he was talking about jobs that were in America, and now he's talking about jobs that he can do physically here, which would almost definitely mean that he doesn't get paid even incrementally the same amount of money that he used to in America, even working minimum wage. This man doesn't understand economics at all, and it's very, very worrying that he has zero plan except to marry Faith's mother. That is the only plan that he's he's thought about and he doesn't want to let this one go. So in the effort of Loren being Loren, he's like, look, don't worry about my word, worry about my plan. And this is it. And he tells people his plan that he has, by the way, known them for 1 day. Like he has no embarrassment, no self-awareness. He doesn't care. He's just like, I'm gonna say it.
I know Faith kind of laughed off the idea of marrying her mom, but I don't think we should dismiss it. Maybe your mom would be receptive to the idea.
I feel like I've seen horror movies that are less scary than his actual life. Like, this is crazy to me. He's certifiable. This is, no.
So, the next plan, I would marry Faith's mom.
Yeah, the looks on the sisters say it all. That's just... This is like that thing when you know you're not going to meet the family again. You're like, by the way, your dad's a bitch. Okay, bye-bye.
Magkasal lang duha. I don't want them to think we're both crazy.
Nobody thinks you're out of your mind, Faith. Maybe for actually putting up with this stuff, you're a very tolerant person. But this is, he's out of his mind. He's out of his, he's off his rocker, really.
Bye-bye, ma.
Bye-bye.
Of course I want to be with Faith forever. But my dream is also...
And that's kind of like how Loren actually puts it. His dream really beyond Faith, ever since he got to know Faith, was to live in the Philippines. Keep in mind that he didn't know her like 6 months ago. So before that, his dream was to do whatever else he was doing. But now his new dream is to live in the Philippines and work as whatever, doing whatever, marrying whoever. He doesn't give a shit. I also want to say these episodes keep coming out 1 week after another. I just wanted to get it out. So some of the stuff I've been waiting weeks for, that's why it may seem like things are changing. I don't want to give that illusion, but there is a few more episodes of this. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, quick tangent. I'm currently in New Zealand and it's weeks later. I've been waiting for Loren and Faith to come out because TLC loves doing this thing where they wait for ages to put out a series. In fact, this series started in August of 2024 and the last episode of this season just aired. Anyway, I finally managed to catch up on Loren and Faith, so let's pick up where we left off.
Thankfully, today is my last day of gonorrhea medication. But I still have to go to the doctor, make sure it's gone.
I didn't miss this. It's been weeks since I heard about gonorrhea, and now I'm back, and within the first sentence, this man drops the G-bomb. Every time, everywhere I go. I don't even have the list. I don't know what we're up to, but if we could have a little list over here, I think the gonorrhea stuff it's just never ending.
I couldn't imagine forgiving Loren for cheating and hurting me so much. He's really proven how committed he is.
Bro, he's committed to getting gonorrhea. Like, he'll do that. He's like the Michael Jordan of gonorrhea. He's gonna get it. I don't know, Faith. I don't know if Loren is the guy for you or for anyone, or if he's a guy or he's a person.
Are you sure that you didn't have any gonorrhea?
I hope so. You tell me.
Congratulations.
We did it. Yeah.
Well, this is certainly the most unique celebration I've ever seen. Two people celebrating not having gonorrhea. I guess everybody needs to celebrate something. Imagine going to a store and you're like, oh, what? Oh man, what are you guys celebrating? Oh, it's our wedding anniversary. And then these guys are like, oh, I'm getting a cake for gonorrhea free. It's just a green cake, just to remember those days.
So what we can do now?
We can do anything.
No, dude, that's how you got it. Stop, don't make that weird, like, we can do anything. Get gonorrhea again. Whoa.
So maybe we can drink tonight?
Sure. We can go anywhere.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to drink.
This man is a literal NPC. I don't understand him or anything that he does. The fact that he's like, we can go anywhere, and then 5 seconds after he's like, I don't understand what that is. I don't get it.
Kumusta? Okay naman.
He's an actual sim character. I hate him so much I'm beginning to like him. It goes from, oh man, this guy's a literal cockroach, human being embodiment, to I like how he sounds like he's from The Sims. Every time he meets someone, he says the same intonation off like hello or hi. He's like, hello, hi, every single time, like it's a video game. And I don't know, it's really just making me like him now. Anyway, Loren and Faith share their first final kiss after being gonorrhea free. Loren can finally kiss his beloved darling girl Faith. And they share a beautiful kiss inside of a drag club. And it's very nice. And then Loren ruins it by saying,
That's it? Just one? First kiss with Faith feels like magic. Wish it was more intimate, but I'll take it.
I'm very scared of him. I feel like if you put some like a scary music over this, and he's like, that's it? Just one? It would be like a psychotic movie. It's only because he's smiling and laughing and the music's like doot 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 that it feels like he's okay.
I'm in my happy place. Because Loren is my first boyfriend in my life, I feel that I'm a Disney princess.
Very cute moment by Faith, by the way. She says she feels like a Disney princess. I thought that was a very cute moment. I don't know if he's Aladdin, Genie, that man from Pocahontas, the white guy, Lilo, Stitch, one of the other ones from Lilo and Stitch. I don't know who he is. Beauty, the Beast, Hunchback, Hunch Black. I don't know which one he is. Hunch Babyback Bitch. He could be any of them. But yeah, I don't see him as a Disney prince because Disney princes don't usually get gonorrhea.
Know that you had gonorrhea.
Yeah, but I thought she knew the whole time that I sleep with other women.
So now, finally, the friends who he just met grill him in a club, and he's immediately on the attack, being like, I thought everybody knew. I sleep around, man. Gonorrhea is just something I get. I get buckets and gonorrhea. Like I said, the Michael Jordan of gonorrhea.
But you have a in relationship with her.
Online is different.
How many women to sleep?
So then he says, of course, because it's online, it's not a real relationship, even though it currently is. But anyway, the friends then ask him how many women he slept with. And this is one of the few times that I think Loren could maybe plead the fifth. You don't have to be completely honest. I mean, it's obviously great to be honest. But I think with the amount of shit that Loren has already done, maybe just saying words like, I don't know, is probably better than taking time to think about it, which is exactly what he does. Which is not a good look for Loren.
Hold on. I have to think. 5?
If you answer how many people you slept with the same way customer service answers me every time I want to get anything done. Hold on, please. Can you please wait a moment while I gather the data? I don't think that's good, man. I don't know.
7.
Parang ganun, parang proud pa siya. Actually, nagagalit.
The friend looks at him like she's seen some sort of ghost, or maybe just like a disfigured ghost, where she's like, what am I looking at? And he says 7 like proudly to the amount of women and possible STDs he has. And then the friend explains that she doesn't like his face because it looks like he's really happy or proud. But that's just his face. Loren just has that face. He looks like if Sean Penn just didn't work. Sean Penn's career just went down the drain.
I know, I'm the bad guy.
Kilala ko na si Loren, nakita ko na yung ugali niya. Ayun nga, nakikita ko siya na ano.
We then get a little interview with the friends from outside, and they say that he's arrogant, he seems a bit of a sociopath, they don't really like or trust him since he's got gonorrhea and seems to sleep with any woman, man, or thing that he can find.
Ang dami-daming sinasabi.
Di ko talaga siya feel. Siya gagawa ng matino.
Bye-bye.
My love.
This makes Faith actually want to take Loren to leave the club because she's like, we're finally having a good relationship, me and Loren, and I don't want my friends to encroach on that. But literally 10 minutes later, there's drama because it looks like one of the friends caught Loren doing something he shouldn't have, and that is flirting with other people at the club. While cameras stop down, I don't know what that means, Faith's friend joined them outside. A few minutes later, Faith's friends pulls her back and asks to speak alone. Alone meaning cameras right in their face.
Nakikipaglandian siya, nakatalikod ka. Paglabas, kunyari, ako siya, ito.
So they say that he's been flirting while her back was turned, which speed flirting while your girlfriend is somewhere else is honestly something that only dreams are made of. Can you imagine saying the words, oh, look over there, shorty. Hey, what's your number? No, it's right over there. Mine is 6145. Whoa, this guy. That's crazy. I can only dream of such maneuvers. What kind of a player must you be to be distracting your shorty to get new shorties? That's something in the Bible book of future, honestly. The great future is the only one who I ever thought could do something that good. But also Loren, apparently.
Ito kung tayo magkakaibigan, niloloko ba kita? Ayoko siya pa. Ano, kung maniniwala ka sa amin, o maniniwala ka sa kanya.
Wala ko sa inyo kasi nga, okay na.
So then the friends say that he was all up in some other girl's grill, and they say that, you know, they love Faith and They're like, look, you can believe who you want, but we've been your friends forever. We have nothing to lose from this. Who are you gonna believe? And then Faith says, I believe you because I trust you. And also, he's Mr. Gonorrhea Boy and he's been lying about everything. Which prompts her to be mad at Loren while they get back in the car again.
My best friend saw you flirting someone else.
No. I give them attention because that's their job.
It's just a part of you to flirt with them?
So then Faith brings it up in the car. You can see this man processing. He's like, no. And then he decides to do that thing that I said last time where he speaks in broken English for no reason. I give them attention. It's their job. I don't know why he puts on this random accent. It's the funniest thing, honestly. Speaking in lesser English for zero reason when everyone can understand you just fine the way you are is, again, one, like, comedically, he's on Mr. Bean level at this point. I don't understand why he's doing it, but she could understand the word attention without you having to break it up and say attention.
No one's supposed to do it.
Don't bring your attitude here. It's not all about, yes, I'm from USA, I'm white, I'm a foreigner.
And then they're now fighting while the Uber driver's like, damn, this better be a good tip, bro. This is not what I planned.
No,
she never been to one before.
I want to talk to you.
Well, I hope you talk to me tomorrow, so that I can explain myself more.
And yet again, within 5 minutes of their relationship being fixed, it is broken the hell up by the fact Loren might be flirting with someone else. Oh, I've never seen a more desperate person in a Versace shirt, except everyone who wears it. This is really sad for Loren. Every time he does anything right, he does two things wrong, and it is just, well, I want everybody to be okay, but at the same time, this dude is so tragic, it's kind of hard to look away.
I've only got a few days left. If she's not willing to hear me out, I'm afraid that any future with me and Faith, it could be over.
That night they go home and don't speak to each other, and Faith is really annoyed because he's been flirting up a storm, but he comes bearing gifts the next day. One coconut, trust me.
Hi.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Coconut? Yeah?
I need a shirt of him. I need his face going, oh yeah. He's got NPC behavior. You know, certain people, like if you do things like this when you wave, it's like you're an NPC. I don't think you're a real person. You're just an NPC. I've never seen someone buy something and then look back after they bought it just to be like, oh yeah, and then just keep walking like it's a catchphrase or something. Bro. My friend did that the other day. This is a real story. We're at a drive-thru and then they're like, you can pay on card, and he's like, nice. Oh, nice. And he just kept answering, like if you press X, they just say the same thing. Nice. It wasn't as bad as oh yeah, but like, man, Loren is crazy.
Okay.
It holds it like that, huh? Wow, holding it like a goldfish in a goldfish bag. Coconut? Oh yeah.
Do you want to go somewhere and talk? Besides this hallway?
Yeah, in the top of the building.
Let's go.
Come on.
I almost missed it. It wasn't oh yeah, this time it was okay. Coconut? Oh yeah, okay.
I don't think I was flirting with anybody. Your friend might have seen something, but I didn't talk to the drag queens outside. I talked to those kids.
Okay, that's way worse, dude. What the hell are you talking about? You telling me you were talking to kids inside of a club? Oh, my mind's telling me no. And R. Kelly is telling me yeah, which means it's a bad idea. R. Kelly and Loren might be best friends, honestly. I feel like they would make best friends in prison. Prison buddies.
And he said, my friend thinks you're cute, which was a girl in a striped dress that was gray.
Was she blind and deaf? She must have been.
I walked over to her and did one of these. I actually did. And I said, sure.
You checked her pulse? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? What are you doing? I did one of these to her. I caressed her. I karate chopped her really lightly. I said, I'll do this harder if you keep that up. What are you touching underage? What are you why? He said kids at the club. You touching kids at the club? What's wrong with you, Loren? Oh, you gonorrhea boy. You got gonorrhea brain again. Don't touch kids.
I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
You're too young for me, and I'm here to be with my beautiful girlfriend. So I did not flirt with a drag queen. I denied the flirting of a random girl.
So it looks like it's a misunderstanding and that Loren actually wasn't flirting with the drag queens. Instead, he was rejecting the advances of a younger girl by checking her pulse and lightly karate chopping her. Which is a hard story to believe, but I also somehow believe this man because he's so honest, it's diabolical. Like, you could ask him a question and even if it makes him look like the worst person in the world, not only will he answer it, but he will go into detail about how bad it makes him look. So I don't disbelieve what he's saying somehow.
The first beginning, I have a trust issue with you. Gonorrhea, because you're sleeping with others.
Bring up gonorrhea every minute of this conversation. We can't really get past this whole season without gonorrhea. Can't wait till the tell-all where Sean is gonna be like, gonorrhea! I mean, Loren! Gonorrhea!
Sometimes you're like, that boy probably doesn't love me. I do love you, and I do care about you.
I'm worried because I don't know if I'll ever be able to trust him.
It seems like Faith actually forgives him and Loren wins Faith back by saying that he really does care and love her, and it seems like the next day things are okay. So crisis averted. This is one of the lesser issues. I think for once Loren is not really in the wrong except for the fact that he pulse checked a girl who is still alive, which is kind of like, you know, crazy, maybe a little Dracula of you. But the next day Loren goes apeshit yet again, and if my meter hadn't gone on, like if I would need another whiteboard to write like everything that he's done that's absolutely vile and crazy, this is one of them. This might be the worst one that ever has happened. He's in his room shirtless and you're wondering why he's ripping his shirt apart. Is he the Hulk?
Right. Go back on the wheel. Pull back.
No, he's Loren, which is worse.
Hey, come on in.
He greets her like an NPC as usual. Hey, come on in.
So we're gonna do a tattoo. So we're gonna take this stick, we're gonna take these needles, and we're gonna tape them together. You're gonna take like this thing, and you're gonna like stab it into my arm. Like,
you're gonna get AIDS like that, dude. Come on. He's like, oh, I just got free from gonorrhea. Time to get another STD. What are you doing? Even heroin addicts are like, that's too far. Come on. So this dude is going to create a tattoo and he's getting Faith to stab his arm with random needles that he created and put some ink on. He made a makeshift tattoo gun because he's diabolical and a psychopath, really.
Several 100,000 times. You know, my ex gave me this one and my coworkers gave me this one. So why not you give me this one, right?
My ex gave me gonorrhea and my friend gave me an STD. Why don't you give me hepatitis and HIV? What the fuck is wrong with you, Loren? Why? It's like this dude tries his hardest not to live properly. Like, anything appropriately, he will like try and avoid and have the worst possible life just because. What do you want a makeshift tattoo for, dude? You're gonna see how bad this is, by the way.
Ryan?
It's kind of weird.
It's not just kind of weird, Faith. It's fucking weird. It's really weird that this dude woke up one day and said, stab me in the arm 100 times. Don't inject anything. Maybe ink. Just put ink in me. Ink me like a squid.
Is it weird? We're gonna do the Philippines flag with your F on it. For Faith.
Oh, I thought F for Philippines. I don't know. I thought he couldn't spell the word. I honestly wouldn't put it past Faith. I mean, sorry, Loren at this point.
I already have 2 tattoos from other important people in my life.
Why didn't you just get a singlet, by the way, dude? Why do you have to rip your shirt up? You understand people sell shirts without the sleeves, right? Or Loren's like, man, that's just saving money. Now I could use this to wipe my ass. What is really Loren? That's my question at the end of this whole series. What is really Loren? What even is Loren? Do you think when another comet hits the earth and everyone dies off, Loren will be like, whoa, hey, pretty bad, and then just walk around the earth? Because I don't think things can kill him. I think he's invincible, honestly.
Like that.
This one?
Philippines flag?
We can put it here.
Yeah, I've liked tattoos, but going to pay for one just sounds outrageous. I'm broke.
Then don't get a tattoo. What? Oh my god. Why do you need this? Where is this discrepancy? He's like, I can't afford a tattoo, but I like them. Instead of saving up money, he's like, I'll save up the courage to stab myself in the arm and make a tattoo. Household repair needles. This dude is giving himself STDs.
I learned how to tattoo by just looking at the machine. It goes in and out. I did it. The same person who gave me this tattoo, I gave them a tattoo.
That's like saying I learned how to be a doctor from watching Grey's Anatomy. You crazy man. Holy shit. You know, like on a plane, someone's died, like, is a doctor present? And you're like, no. But I've seen season 3 of Grey's Anatomy. Toddy McToddy, he certainly knows how to give a good kiss to the lips. Oh, is the patient died? Okay, well, sauce.
Sterilize it a little bit. but you don't want it so hot it like burns in your arm.
That would be a problem. Burning yourself would be a real issue. Mutilating yourself sounds fun. Burning yourself, a bridge too far for Loren. Scorching hot heat to his scalding arm, that's the only thing that he's like, no. Poking it, piercing it, doing anything, shooting it off, getting gonorrhea, all good in his books. Those got green ticks.
The stars are gonna be the hardest part of it.
Okay, quiet, please.
Tap it. You're gonna move it over. But of all the pain I felt, this is not a lot.
Then they have a close-up of it. Honestly, like I'm a little squeamish, so I looked at it and I was like feeling so disgusted seeing the fact that he's got an open wound that he's putting ink into. That's how you poison yourself, like actually. This dude is willingly poisoning himself for no reason. I'm pretty sure if Loren went and watched The Revenant, he'd be like, you wasted that bear. You could have ate it. He would probably make Bear Grylls look like a pussy. I just think Loren is an invincible man.
So insane.
Faith is back to fully connecting with me. And I feel pretty solidly that we're gonna have a future.
Not if you die by poisoning your arm. It looks like a rash, dude. Oh my god. I know that he doesn't get along with his parents, but someone should stop from doing all this crazy shit that he does every single day.
Perfect.
Is it though? Is it perfect? Is that what the Philippines flag looks like? When you wave it up, is that really the one? Really? It doesn't look that good, really. It looks more. It looked like a clown, had makeup on, and then used his shoulder to cry on. That's what it looks like.
A trip to the Philippines is almost over. Things are in a good place with me and Faith. I came up with a plan to show her that I'm committed to her. I really do want to move here and be with her forever.
The single most devastating words you can hear as a person of any race, religion, or creed is the words, I have a plan, said by Loren. Every time he has a plan, it's some of the worst plans that I've ever had. This plan is no different. He decides he's going to marry Faith. Within, like, I think they haven't been fighting for one day, and he's like, well, that's good enough for me. Not only that, he wants to go to a magic shop and get married because he wants to do a trick and propose at the very same time. Mind you, if you remember, his ring cost maybe 50 bucks.
Sounds outrageous. I'm broke.
Total wedding cost of the ring and the proposal, 55 bucks. That's a bargain, bro. You got your wife at a bargain bin.
So I don't care about magic in any way at all. But my girl I'm trying to marry, she does do magic, and so I want to do a magic trick. Well,
I can't explain to you how much I love what just happened. Going into a magic shop and then pointing at yourself like you're in a play. I don't like magic at all. I don't give a fuck about that shit at all. And you can sit on it and spin. However,
my girl that I'm trying to
swashbuckle,
I'm trying to get her panties into
my penis.
I'm trying to see, can I do black magic on her to make her be mine?
Thank you and amen.
And so I want to do a magic trick while also proposing at the same time.
That's just exactly what I wanted to hear from Loren. I'm trying to propose and do magic at the same time. I'm trying to pull a ring out of a hat and a rabbit out of your ass at the very same time. I just want that to happen. It's well said. Loren is just perfect.
Oh, do you have a ring?
Yeah.
Not an inappropriate question to ask Loren, to be honest. Anyone else would be like, of course I have a ring. I'm planning to propose. For Loren, he's just like, yeah, got a ring, got a coconut the other day, got gonorrhea before that. Now I have some sort of, I think I have gangrene in my arm, so yeah, I'm dying.
Put it in the glass like this.
That's fun.
Then the ring.
I like that. I like pouring the ring out. That's really cool. I'm so glad these magicians showed such a trick. I'll put some smoke in the glass and then I'll pour out the glass onto the floor and the ring will just be on the floor. Then you can pick that shit up and put it on. I like it. He went to some of the best magicians. It's the David Blaine of Manila. And then the other dude who works at the shop has an even better idea. Why don't you put it in one of those cans that when you open it, that shit springs out? You know what? Loren likes it, because of course he does. He's like, yeah, I like that shit. That cartoony shit, like, I like that.
Pagbukas ay siya, so pagbaliktad.
Longer than the ring?
I think it's kind of cute. The rainbow thing is funny. But yeah, maybe I just take those two and go from there.
So there's also another trick that they do where it's the handkerchief trick where they keep pulling out things, and he says he likes the rainbow color. They represent the community in that sense, and he's like, that's fun. And then he says he'll buy the magic tricks, and you can see the guy in the shop, he goes back and he's like, oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
As if this is his first sale ever.
Magic trick proposing to your girl.
Remember when they had those magic people on YouTube? Magicians who also were players? That's the real trick, fooling you into thinking they have any game whatsoever. Anyway, it's finally time for the proposal. Faith and Loren meet up in a picnic park place. They go to, what do you call them? Park, that's it, thank you. And Loren is ready. He's got the tricks ready, he's even got the blanket ready. And when you see him go down to put the blanket down, he goes down on one knee. So you can see he's been practicing that one knee shit. Wow, that looks really stupid. Why does he do everything and it makes it, just everything he does is funny to me. Even the way he puts down a blanket just makes me want to laugh. I don't understand why I find him so funny.
I just hope she feels the same way about me. Day night.
I would like to meet this man. I would like to meet this man and interview him. Date night! He just announces everything. I'm pooping! Uh-oh! Gonorrhea! Oh shit! I'm fucking! Call for help! Like, man, I love that. I love how he announces this shit while it's happening. I'm kissing you! Like...
You successfully learned how to do a tattoo.
Very nice. Can I see? Look, it's very nice.
You can see it's an F. We just gotta add the black line.
Doesn't look like an F, buddy. It looks like someone punched you from a three-dimensional place. It looks like there's a portal on your arm, dude. It looks like really bad stuff has happened to your arm and you will never recover from it. I don't know, man, but for the rest of your life, you might have to wear sleeves.
An F. We just gotta add the black lines. Most Americans don't go to the Philippines and come up with crazy...
This man is actually not a human being. I picked up on something while I was watching him before his proposal. At some point, he's holding his glass and he swirls it like how people swirl it to drink wine. Just something that people do. And he does it so hard because he doesn't know what he's doing. That the wine comes out of the glass. It's almost like he doesn't know what humans do. He's just rivaling Tommy Wiseau at this point.
It just tastes like a tuba and later.
It tastes like wine, tastes like tuba.
Yeah, and...
So today, I went to a magic shop.
Yeah, so they're having wine, things are going well. Faith says that the wine tastes like a tuba, which is... it's kind of got that same, you know, thing as an Oki afterbirth that Michael Scott said. I've never heard anyone taste a wine and say, holy shit, that's a saxophone type wine. Good, I guess. He chose the woodwind section of the wine. That's fun. But then he's like, he starts alluding to the fact that he's gonna propose. He tells Faith, remember how you like doing magic? Well, I do too. Alakazam, your life has disappeared.
And then we pull it, right? Nice rainbow string, just for you. The end of this string, there's a ring. Because Faith, will you marry me?
I was waiting for the boy to get up, go down on one knee, and then, like, you know, pull it out and then dangle it. Or I don't know what he was trying to do. But he proposed better when he was doing the picnic than when he was like, and then you pull it out, and then at the end is a ring. Because Faith, will you marry me? And he doesn't even get on one knee, bro. What kind of weird proposal is this? Because she doesn't say anything, Faith looks very, like, she's, like, confused. She thought it was just a picnic with, like, fake food. That shit jumps out at you. But now Loren is trying to convince her to marry him. And he just keeps saying stuff until she answers.
All I'm asking is for you to say yes. It's an honest question. I'm honestly asking you if we're gonna become happily ever after forever.
It sounds like a sociopath. Like at first he's like, will you marry me? And she doesn't answer. And then he's like,
we will be happy together.
And she doesn't answer. And he's like, forever. Take this ring, put it on your finger. Don't ask questions. Just do it. Every time he tries to convince her, he gets a little more sociopathic. It's like a little more vague about what's happening. It will be together forever. You will never have to worry about anything ever again. Just say yes. Just say yes. Sign this paper. Nothing will happen. Don't question it. Just do it.
Anything you want ever in life, I'll do for you. And I love you. If you say yes, this trip goes on forever.
He's Morpheusing it. If you say yes, this trip will go on forever. If you say no,
I'll kill you.
All right. Honestly, this dude, he just scares the hell out of me sometimes.
Roller coaster of love, right?
Yeah, it's yes.
Fiance time.
So anyway, Faith eventually says yes, shutting him up because I feel like he would just keep saying things if she didn't say yes. I don't know why. I guess she thought maybe it would be a good idea. And of course, the first thing he says is
fiance time,
which is just exactly, buddy, exactly.
Roller coaster of love, right?
Yeah, it's a yes.
It's a yes.
That's the reaction I want when someone, if I ever marry someone, when they say yes, I'm like, trolled you. Or like, why'd you say yes? Aha. They then share a kiss. what the kids would like to say, gonorrhea free. Once they share a GFK, gonorrhea free kiss, they're finally married. As any married couple would like to do. A GFK is the correct one.
Fiance time.
And then he announces my favorite thing, as usual. Fiance time, shitting time, pooping time, dying time, goodbye. I love this dude's enthusiasm for life. Even post-gonorrhea, he's just... You know, he could probably go to World War and be like, World War II time, okay, grenade time. The enemies would be like, oh my god, it's Loren.
I never thought someone would love me so much they would ask me to marry him. I have one serious question for you.
So there's like a little moment. I feel like every time I listen to Faith talk, I'm like, oh, okay. I learn a little bit more about the experience. It makes a lot of sense that it's not as easy to be accepted for who you are, especially considering like her upbringing and how she chooses to live her life. And people around her culture just see it as really bad. So for her to get married is like this huge thing. I mean, for anyone to get married, it's a huge thing, but especially Faith. So it's good. But then I think it's Loren and I'm like, really? You could do so much better. Anyway, she has a serious question, and it is quite a question.
They having sex at two bottom.
And I don't like using my penis on someone I don't like all that much, right? My penis is like, I don't like you. But because I like you, I can get right away.
So she asks about something they previously mentioned, that they both like to be on the bottom, which is something I didn't need to know. But she was serious. She was like, look, I want to be on the bottom. And he was like, okay, cool. I'll be on the top. I'd bang you.
Shorty.
It's honestly probably the best first question that you could ask. Again, they're stealing right from my playbook. My first thing is to marry someone, then be like,
Fiance time.
and then after that be like, who's on top? The heavier one, clearly, because I want to be a pancake. Put your ass cheeks on my face, I'll become a pancake. That's from my playbook. Feel like someone's stealing.
So I will top with you, no problem.
Knowing that Loren is versatile, I am so relieved because, you know, I am the bottom.
Man, you know what? I love that. Versatile. People need to stop putting some respect on people who could do both. I like that. I can do both. Which one would you like to be? Either. Either or. And then the girl's like, oh, a versatile. A versatile time.
And because we're engaged, maybe now we can have SAX.
Sax? Did she say SAX? Maybe now we can... That's more of a trumpet, really, but like, you know, if I could play a saxophone with my mouth, then the instrument would be fucking useless, wouldn't it?
Daddy. Now my flight to go home.
Anyway, we catch up with Loren and Faith much later. After they get engaged, their plan is to get married, which will be a lot harder in the country considering Faith's seen gender is that of male. The country does not recognize as a marriage. So, in one sense, they're not going to be able to get married truly in the Philippines. In the second sense, Loren will not be able to work because if the country does not recognize it, he is just another guy in the country. He is not actually a citizen and he cannot work. So this is a big problem and they need to solve it very fast. So they're going to see a lawyer to see what they can do and how they can circumvent the situation.
It's booked for tomorrow. But I'm hoping I don't have to go back to the US. So me and Faith, we're going to go see an immigration lawyer. If this all works...
His plan was he was supposed to go back to the United States tomorrow, but he's going to see an immigration lawyer today in hopes that they will sort out the issue today, but he won't have to go back to America tomorrow. He's an immigration lawyer, not a miracle worker. You know that, right? It takes more than one day to solve immigration problems. Are you serious, dude? And all of the crazy things Loren said, I think that's the worst for me. How do you not know that it will take more than a day? How'd you leave it till this point to do this? Oh my god. You might as well have went back to the magic shop and been like, can you fix my life? Abracadabra, fix my debt.
If this all works out, we go to Thailand and we get married.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Good afternoon again.
Hello. Hi. That's a lot of money.
And the plan is to get married, but she's trans. We can't just get married right now, right?
Considering it's not allowed in the Philippines.
Right. I have some ideas.
No. You don't tell a lawyer you have some ideas. Oh, God. This is like going up to a musician and being like, why don't you just... Just try that. You ever try that? The Beatles? Really, bro? I thought he was just going there to listen. He was literally going there to be like, yo, check out my plan. I'm going to break the law. And the lawyer's like, nope, try again. This dude seriously went to an immigration place and started. He's like, I've got ideas. You tell me if this is good. We flee the country. All right.
So we fly to Thailand because she doesn't need a visa to go to Thailand.
Yeah.
We get married in Thailand and then come back to the Philippines and I'd get my visa.
Bro, that girl looks like she's ready to laugh at the plan. She's just looking at him like, I'm gonna let you say this bullshit. Then I'm gonna tell you why it's wrong. Carry on. That's wrong.
We could do whatever.
Now, here's the problem. There is currently no law in Thailand that allows same-sex marriage.
I just want to say something. Is it just me or does it not make sense? I know Loren's plans never make sense, but like imagine being married in a country like, let's say I got married in like Zimbabwe. And then I went to America and I was like, we can both work here now. We're married. It works. Does that not like make no sense to you? Just because they're Asian countries that you're supposed to be allowed to work in the countries. And I don't understand how that makes any sense to me. Maybe it's because she's a citizen of Philippines. Maybe that's what's happening here. And Loren's like, if I can get married somewhere else, I can come back and you can see that we did get married and then you'll recognize that. But I don't know.
But I have friends that are married that are gay from Thailand.
So, same-sex marriage is valid in...
Oh, the girl literally says that's not a thing. And I think she says that over there it's the same as over here. And Loren is like, I have friends that have been married. I have Thai friends that got married. I eat Thai food. You gonna tell me Thailand doesn't exist, please? Really? This is the same energy as, but I have a black friend. Don't they all do that? And it's like crazy. Crazy way to think about it, Loren.
You can go to Taiwan and get married there. And then the US will recognize that, so you can get your spousal visa once you get married. You will not be recognized in the Philippines. So
at the end of the day, lawyers say you got to go to Taiwan. It won't be recognized here as it's in Taiwan. Or you can just don't go here. Great lawyer strategy. Either go to Taiwan or give up. I say that to most people for most things. There is another option, and it's a glaringly obvious one, and that is because Loren is a citizen of America, Faith moved over there, and there are many states in which same-sex marriage is legal. And also, if not that, they recognize people as who they choose to be, and I'm sure that it will become a lot easier. Problem is that Loren is flat broke and doesn't want to move to America because he hates that place.
Right.
Kind of out of her hand.
Okay.
Best advice, the fiance visa, K1.
So to get a K1 visa though, don't I have to make a certain amount of money?
Yeah, you do have to make more than $0, Loren. Also, this show's called 90 Day Fiance, isn't it?
Did you not know this was gonna happen?
A spousal visa. I thought everyone on the show gets like free spousal visa. I thought that's what they pay people in. They're like, you want to marry someone that you barely like? Do it. It's on us. It's like a few $1,000s. What's that? A whole season of entertainment between Faith and then the craziest man to ever exist, Loren.
Because it's a sponsorship kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So I make like no money at all. Like I can't afford rent. This plan I don't think is gonna...
His flex is that he can't afford rent. I feel like that's all of us at this point. I don't know why I'm laughing. I can't do it either.
Plan I don't think is gonna work. And I don't want to talk to you about Faith because Faith is really happy. She wants to come to America, but I could never afford to sponsor Faith with a K1 visa.
It's definitely not gonna work. This man was eating shrimp in the bathroom last time he was in America. He got his friend to drop him off. I know that this man really is about his life. He does not have money. If he says he doesn't have money, some people are like, I have no money, I'm broke, but they have like a few $1,000s in savings. He has no money. I believe him when he says that.
And now I'm gonna board a plane tomorrow without the love of my life and with no idea when we'll see each other again. Yeah, hotel time.
So it's the last night, Loren and Faith together, and Loren is not feeling good. For the first time in this whole trip, he was pretty positive. Even when he had gonorrhea, he was somehow very positive. The first time on this trip, he's now feeling the idea of like, man, I don't know if what's gonna happen, and I feel pretty weird. Loren doesn't know how to express that, so he starts doing weird shit this night, and Faith starts noticing, and she doesn't like how he acts.
Hotel time.
Hotel time, leaving time, not marrying you time, breakup time, woo!
Tonight, I feel ready to go to the next level with Loren. Sexy time.
Sexy time. He's wearing a mushroom shirt and what looks like a hat from Raiden from Mortal Kombat. Didn't know that was sexy time, but I guess it is.
How do you say cheese?
I have to say cheese?
Yeah.
Cheese.
Wow, what a bitch. It's like one of those guys. Say cheese, brie, mozzarella. What else do you want? Cheddar, huh? Huh? You like that shit?
Right now, I'm in my head about everything.
Okay, I added that music, but seriously, for no reason at all, while they're eating, Loren becomes a trash compactor and decides to stare down his partner and then crush a can like he's some sort of bully in an 80s movie. I don't even understand what is happening here. But he just looks at her and he's like, yeah. That's how it's gonna be if you move to America. So don't. Bitch. I don't know what he's doing. I've never seen this before. Like, I know Loren is certifiably insane, but even I couldn't have guessed that was gonna happen.
You can do that one?
It's kind of weird.
It was a plan.
You're leaving.
It's not just kind of weird, it's crazy. Just having a normal conversation and seeing someone be like, I hold the power in my hands. What were you saying? Oh, we're broke? Yeah, I should probably recycle this for 5 cents. Crap.
For tomorrow.
We've got a couple of friends that are like, yeah, come live with me, but I don't know which one I want to live with.
Then he starts playing with a knife, a butter knife, starts rubbing it on his head. I don't know, man. He's using all the utensils wrong way around. I think his head's just really fuddled up. This boy is just going crazy. Loren has done many things in the series. I can't pretend that I didn't watch that the first time, but I can tell you what happened. I laughed so hard, I almost pooped myself. I didn't really think that this man would turn into an actual 80s sitcom character where he would crush a tin can on his head while they were talking about how they're going to go about their future. That is the most insane way to deal with a situation I've ever heard. Can you just imagine a company that's about to go under? Like, let's say Tesla is like, we cannot sell Teslas. What do we do? And then Elon Musk jumps in and he's like, oh my God, that was sick. Anyway, like I was saying, we're fired. All of us, including me, I'm fired. It's a weird thing to do. It's a very weird thing to just randomly take time out of your life to be like, I can crush that on my head. Your life has to be going really bad for you to tangent into like, can I? I can. That's a weird thing. I've never seen anyone do it at a time like this. That's like, you know, do you take this woman and you're like, what's that? I do. And I did. Did you see that? Reverend, did you see that? Nice.
Stop that one. If we are a couple, you don't do this one.
Why not? It's not sharp.
Is this a normal way to do?
Sure.
Loren then acts like a child who's not getting his way, and then I guess I'm just trying to understand what's happening. From what I can tell, he does, maybe he's just feeling the pressure and maybe self-sabotaging this relationship in ways that are beyond me, but he starts doing things that make Faith annoyed, and every time she brings it up, he's like, I don't know, I can do it, it's not a big deal. And even though he's not doing anything extremely like crazy, he's acting really off, and it really affects Faith to the point that she gets startled and is like, I can't really deal with this anymore.
Is it normal to do in front of your girlfriend like this?
Yes.
I think it's not. Is it normal?
We're gonna test that theory out. I need to go on a date with someone and then start crushing cans. So if you see me around, you're in the table next, just come up to me. I'll start crushing cans. Tell me if it's weird or not. I need to start doing it.
One for you?
Yes.
Can we move this one? And I am not comfortable, sorry. Sorry, and we're done.
Yeah.
So the last night that could have turned into SAX turns into brum, 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 because Loren actually does some stupid shit and Faith decides that she doesn't want any part of it. I don't know what that was, Loren. I can't really even begin to comprehend what was going through his head besides that metal tin can. But he doesn't seem to chase after her, and in fact, he, for the first time in the whole series, holds a different stance. Every other time he was like, man, I messed up, I'm sorry. This time he's like, I don't know what to do. Not gonna chase after her.
Faith wants to run off on her last night. I mean, I'm just gonna let her. I'm feeling hopeless and distraught at the whole idea of a K-1 visa anyway. I'm in no mood to deal with just one more fight on our last night together.
It feels like he's already given up on this relationship because he knows that there is no way he could actually take her back to America and fend for her. Which is sad, but obviously a weird way to deal with this.
He told me that he's homeless and he wants to stay with me here in the Philippines. He cheated on me and got STD.
Also explained to you that he's been sleeping around with other people. He didn't respect this relationship. He wanted it to be an open relationship even after he got with you. He ate shrimp on a toilet, which is personally the worst thing I've seen. He started crushing cans with his head. He pulled a ring out of a fucking handkerchief and then tried to marry you with it. Tried to marry your mom many times. Touched a weird teenager, like he did this to a teenager. I don't know what that is. He got gonorrhea. I think he did like 10 other things that I'm forgetting. And I'm just not really sure how you could possibly have a full relationship with this man.
He's flirting at the drug club. And then what happened tonight? I don't deserve any of this.
No, Faith does not deserve any of this, and it's very sad that the person that she thought she put a lot of time and effort into didn't turn out to be someone of value. But she's dodged a bullet. Clearly, and in great fashion, because when she looks back on this, maybe when we get to the tell-all, I think she'll really appreciate the fact that she has time away from Loren and feels better. That's my guess.
This morning I texted Faith to see if I could talk to her one last time, and I apologize for what I did, but I haven't got a response yet.
So anyways, the next day, it's Loren's leaving day. He's dressed up in a good getup. Finally, he dresses like a human being and not some sort of weird mushroom man. But he's got the ring there. He looks like maybe he's gonna make one last ditch effort, and he actually does go to see Faith, even though Faith hasn't been responding.
I'm leaving.
I need to study this man. I don't know if he ever will pass away. I feel like he's some sort of invincible evil overlord. But yeah, I've never seen a man look at a girl, then walk up next to her, stand beside her like he was at a bus stop, and then turn around to talk to her. This is something you do if you're in a PS2 game, and I'm not entirely convinced this man is the work of AI, Elon Musk, or some other Apple very high brand technology that has come to life. I feel like he watches the movie I, Robot and says, "My people," and then starts crying. But they're not tears, they're mechanical nuts and bolts that fall out of his eyes. I don't know if he's real. Oh, that's hilarious. He's so funny when he doesn't try. Imagine walking up to someone that standing next to them and being like, "I'm leaving." Honestly, that sounds as much as an insult as it does a goodbye. Bruh.
I'm sorry.
He even did the thing. He did the, "I'm leaving." What are you gonna do about it? Leaving time. Damn, this dude is funny.
What do you feel sorry about?
I'm sorry for getting gonorrhea.
I'm sorry too, but you know.
I was just about to say that I can see in his eyes for the first and only time in this whole season, he actually feels some sort of pain. You know what? I have been making funnies on Loren the whole time. I'll say something. If by any chance, Loren, you're watching this and made it to this far, which you wouldn't, I can actually see the pain. I can see the fact that he feels some sort of remorse and regret, and he feels a bit lost. And I feel like I would be remiss saying that even though this guy is the most tragic human I might have ever seen, even I can see there is something there. And you can see when a person is hurt. It's sad. It's still sad. Gonorrhea boy here still managed to make me sad. I feel for him. I feel like something, maybe he should have... Nah, he still sucks.
What you did is, for me, is not acceptable. It's too late now because it's over. Take care, and
you too.
Yeah, Faith says it's too late because it's over, and that's how I feel. Like, I feel sorry for him, but this might be too late. Now he has time to go back and reflect in America. Maybe he can turn his life around. He's young, he's 33, he can do it, but maybe not with Faith. This played out its course, and I just think he made way too many mistakes way too fast. I don't think that's really a place that Faith should be. It's unfortunate, but this is how it ends.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Manila Airport?
With a faint touch on his arm, Loren has to leave, and he's headed back for the airport. Back to Vegas where he belongs. He walks on the streets and nobody says, "Aren't you that weird guy?" They just say, "Hey, it's Loren. You're back in town."
Oh shit. Here we go again.
I'm literally back to doing nothing. You know, this is nothing to go back to. Have a good day, sir.
Man, that's a sad feeling. But when you were back there, you were having gonorrhea-infested times with your homies. So you can do that if you want again.
Careful what you wish for.
And then I saw something at the end of this that I had to keep in the video. I've never seen it before in my life. I feel like even Mr. Bean could take notes. Loren goes to the airport. He looks at where the international passengers are, and he looks to the right. And instead of looking to the left, he does a 180, turns around, and then just starts walking as if he's like, it's not this way, it has to be that way. I haven't seen that before in human life, so I'm still trying to figure out if he's a human or a robot, but that is the most gangsta move. And to add insult to injury, the camera pans back to show that he's been going the wrong way anyway, and then you see him in the background scurrying to the other side, as if he's like a Las Vegas Americanized Mr. Bean.
Do you think you and Faith might reconnect someday?
I'm gonna be stuck in the US. Why am I gonna reach out to her? I can't get back there. There's no hope.
That's why you have to have faith. I'll see myself out. And with that, he finally figures out his destination and leaves. That is season 1 and possibly the only season of Loren and Faith. Now, at the start of this video, I said if I could find someone crazier than Big Ed, I don't know if I bet you guys anything, but I feel like I should have. I feel like everyone owes me $100. So if you haven't given it to me, I'll take it in cashier's checks or American Express. Thank you, because let's be honest. Can we just agree this guy is crazier? Big Ed had not a neck and mayonnaise that he used on his hair instead of his mouth. His body looked like a marble that came to life. Sure. And he used to treat girls a bit weirdly. This man, within the first 10 seconds, decided I'm gonna eat shrimp on a toilet and start punching the air. And it just never went down from there. Big Ed has never threatened to marry someone's mom, okay? Big Ed doesn't crash tin cans with his head regularly. He doesn't shovel food into his mouth like a garbage truck. I really don't know how I could be possibly saying this, but years later, I feel like Big Ed has been dethroned, and you heard it here first. Loren is the king of 90 Day Fiance in all the wrong reasons. He's the weirdest one that I've ever seen, and I will stand by that. Now, if you like this video, then I will be able to make a tell-all, because I personally want to see where this goes. I weirdly can't get enough of watching Loren, because it's like watching a failed experiment and you just cannot wait to see what happens next. So I'd like to see what happens to their relationship, and I want to know if he's back on another season. You guys let me know in the comments whether you want to see that, because I don't think I want to watch this just alone. It was hard enough seeing some of the stuff that he had to do. Loren he gives me those creepy vibes. And I'm also very sorry that I had to film this in 2 different places because I lost my big beautiful board. Could have actually used that to finish off the video. But anyway, if you were counting, Loren did 639 weird things. And if I was drinking, I would be 6 feet under right now. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you watch the next one with me. Until then, take care of yourselves. And if your name is Loren and you're a pretty cool person, probably a girl, just by the way, I haven't seen too many guy Lorens, don't eat shrimp on the toilet. Again, thank you. Love you. Bye.